Well,
It's a roller coaster. Sorry, carry on.
you really waited, didn't you?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Stole my thunder.
Carry on.
Welcome, friends. It is Sunday, which means it is D&D Day, which means it is High Rollers Day.
I don't know about D&D
It's
Day.
D&D Day.
not sure about that
It's D&D. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Welcome, everybody. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Holmes. Woo! Joining me this week, we have Trot and Kim.
Yeah.
Hello.
And on the other side, we have Tom and Katie. Sadly, no Rhiannon again this week. She's poorly. Just so much of it going around. I was poorly last week.
Gross.
It
It's pretty
was,
gross. It's plague times in England.
Plague times, but we're back. We didn't want to miss another session, so we're back. Here we are.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun.
Yeah.
It's somebody's birthday tomorrow. It's Chris Trott's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris Trott.
Do you know what I love
old will
for
you
birthdays?
What do you love?
Donations. And it goes to all my friends.
Yeah. But you also love it when people subscribe so they get the joy of emotes.
Or like big gift subscriptions.
Oh.
God. It's got the word
Wow,
gift in it.
shameless. Absolutely shameless. But it is Chris Trott's birthday, so if you want to pop a little happy birthday message into your donation.
Yeah, cheer me out, I've got bad back.
He's got bad back, he's poorly. Oh, poor boy.
Stumbling around
So
the studio.
old.
So old. Don't.
Yeah,
We are
How
getting
old
old.
will you be?
Anyway.
Listen, as long as me and Kim are here, you're fine.
You do realize how old I am this year, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm crossing...
50, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
69.
Yeah. 60.
I'm
Wow.
like-
Nice.
I'm like solidly in the middle of the group, and
Yeah,
that's fine with
that's
me.
fine with
like,
you.
it
Tommy
feels
Wommy young
okay.
boy.
I'm 12.
Yeah, you look it.
You know what? I could actually believe
Right.
that.
Yeah. Thank you.
With all those jokes aside, there is no other major announcements or anything this week, I don't believe.
This week,
Kibbus?
not this week.
You know
I mean,
what I love?
I could use this to do a personal one.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
It is Lunar New Year next week, and I was just going to say that if you want to bring Lunar New Year to your D&D table, or you just want to read up on like what do you do for Lunar New Year, I have a free one shot. It's the one that we ran a couple of years ago.
We
The
played in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Jade
Got some
Emperor's
great artwork,
Invitation.
It does.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And that's on my website, which is nanokim.co.uk, and it's up there for free. Just
a
free, with
freebie.
free maps and art and all that. That's
Maybe
what
do the
Celebrate Lunar New Year
Yeah.
with a little D&D one shot.
Hey, what?
Made by
what's going to be this time? What year?
Dragon.
The dragon.
You're the dragon, which is pretty bad.
Like the Dragon Empire.
I organised that for you. I had a
Very good
word.
plug.
Yeah.
With such a great segue,
Thank you.
let us begin today. Welcome back to High Rollers. Our heroes have spent a day exploring the large, bustling town of Ashen Rest. Having secured accommodations, and after a strange meeting with a mysterious elven mage in their tower, the group decided to make their way to the Dominus Ignarum, the ducal palace, in order to arrange a meeting with the draconic noble of the region, Duke Ignarius, and present to his draconic majesty the favor they had earned for their heroic actions in the village of Burnell. Unable to meet with the Duke directly, the party met with considerate Orgrim Edith, who after a bit of convincing, told the party to attend a public audience with the Duke in 2 days' time and present their favor then. As night fell upon Ashen Rest, the heroes decided to make their way to Bright Shadow Cathedral and attend the evening ceremony dedicated to the goddess Melir, during which Xanthias, Gruff, and Rowan each wrote and burnt a secret as part of the holy ritual. Gruff then met with a holy knight, a tiefling called Morning, who was unable to provide more information about the Circle of Loyal Hounds, but offered to aid Gruff in other ways if they could. And as morning arrives, and another full day before the audience with the Duke, the party still have time to continue exploring the vast town, as well as get themselves ready for the public audience. And we are basically going to jump to a new day has arrived.
Hell yeah.
You have all slept. The four of you who are currently here are all sharing a room at the Clever Toad in the inn. It is fine. It is okay as an accommodations, which means that you don't get any benefits, any additional benefits, but you do long rest as normal. So there is going to be some custom rules in resting in this campaign, where if you rest, say, in an inn, you can rest normally and you get all your spell slots and hit points back. If you are resting out in the wilds, the quality of your rest is going to depend on how good your camp is and how secure it is and things like that. The person who is not here, Ophelia, but for reference, because she is staying in a much nicer accommodations and has had like a nice bed and a nice meal, would start the day with inspiration. And that is going to be, but the inspiration goes away at the end of the session.
Okay.
So it's like a temporary kind of thing. So basically, it goes away at the end of the day.
I didn't think it was going to give us inspiration.
Yeah. So that's how I'm going to handle it. So an inspiration in this case is going to be a reroll. It's not going to be like you have to announce it to gain advantage. It is just going to be you can reroll an ability check or an attack roll, saving through, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But the way it's going to work is it has to be used by the end, or by the time you take a new long rest. Basically,
Right.
You don't keep stacking it, or you don't get new ones. It's just a thing. But it gives you a reason to splash a bit of money, stay at nicer inns and things like that. Or maybe one day, when you have your own accommodations, building them up and making sure they're as fancy and as comfortable as
Nicer
possible.
beds.
And
Feather beds.
investing in nice
water
beds, and things like that.
I think
An
that our
airbed.
place should get extra benefit because we've spent a lot of money on the Clever Toad.
The Clever Toad provides all the benefits it's going to.
It has
all the premonitions we
enriched
need.
our lives.
And that is
Joy.
that is purely for you and your character to decide,
Damn it.
Katie. There is no mechanical benefits.
I feel
There's a lot of-
inspired by the toad.
You had a lot of important information in that recap, but you forgot the last premonition,
Oh, of course.
which I didn't fully write down. But it started with rejoice, for the dragon shall give great. And I don't know what the other word is. Probably head.
I literally, I didn't know if it was appropriate, but you just went there straight away. So
Great boons?
Yeah.
I don't know.
great.
Wiki team will be on it.
The Wiki team, they're on it.
I'm not recapping the Clever Toad promotions.
Chris
If you don't write them
furious.
down,
That was an important point in the.
was it?
For me, it was.
Okay. But yeah,
How early in the morning is it getting loud and raucousy in the?
it doesn't get loud and raucousy
never
in
stops.
the inn necessarily. I mean, there is always the sound of movement. Like you can hear you can hear the Tarek clan moving around, attending to rooms that are being vacated, cleaning, preparing. There's no breakfast or anything included here. Like you have to go and pay for your own and things like that. You are basically just paying for the room. It is not nothing is included. But yeah, you can hear them moving around. But really, what time you get up? I mean, keep in mind you are all sharing this room. Like it is basically almost imagine like 4 single beds in a large common room. You do have like your own trunks and things like that to store your own equipment in, but it is a shared room.
Are there 4 beds?
Yes, I just said that there were 4 single beds, Tom. I
about
literally just said
trunks?
that. You heard the trunks bit.
I heard the trunks bit.
Yeah. But no, yeah.
I was trying to figure out if there
was
was
thinking.
anything going on throughout the night with old Zanny, but I don't know.
There is nothing I'm going to tell you, and there's nothing I have to tell
You're
you.
unburdened.
Great night.
From your secrets now.
If you, I guess it's up to you. Like, do you imagine Xanthias like sleeps quite peacefully, or is this, there are still dreams, but they're just not DM dreams?
I'd like to believe so.
Sure.
He had a nice time in this new city with his new friends.
Great.
Met an elf.
Great.
Tried to kill him.
Well,
Talked him down.
but yeah,
bitch.
no special dreams.
Great.
No,
Okay, good.
Nothing unusual.
Okay. I dream about scorpions.
One thing I would like to do is have Daisy, Rowan, and Gruff make perception checks for me, please.
Xanthus is a demon.
Very perceptive.
Are you?
No.
15.
15?
11.
24.
Oh,
24?
God in heaven.
The tables have turned. What about Daisy?
11.
11. I'd say that Rowan and Gruff are the only ones to notice this because Xanthias, you tell me, you can wreck on this. I don't imagine Xanthias wears gloves to bed.
Ooh.
And your spell only lasts an hour.
That's true.
So when you wake up, unless you are gonna...
I think Xanthias cocoons in that duvet, that blanket, you know?
All right. In that case, I would say Gruff is the only one to notice then. But Gruff, you would see that Xanthias is, I think we said was it your right?
Was it both? No, it was
just one.
It was one hand, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was the right hand.
It was the right hand. Xanthias's hand, and Ophelia has seen this, and the audience have seen this, but this is the first time Gruff's seeing it, is almost blackened as if it's been burnt, and it almost goes down right to the wrist. And you can see that there are these that it's glowing. Like you catch it, like as he shifts like the blanket, you just catch a glimpse of this, but it's enough to kind of capture it in detail. Lines of fiery red golden light kind of spilling over it, cracks almost like the skin is burnt and cracked but seemingly unaffected, like not in pain or anything like that. Long, quite, the nails have become talon like, like a dragon's, and then you just happen to see that before he begins getting himself ready and things like that. You would see that.
And that is very obviously different from when we first met. And
From when you first met, yes, very much. That is, and we are talking like a glimpse as he's moving. You just happen to be looking in the right way. With a 24 is pretty high. You catch this sight of this unusual hand, and then I imagine Xanthias, you are quite quick to the gloves on, get dressed.
Yeah, I think if it is
up.
out in the open, it's for a very, very, very short time. Like even if it was caught while I was asleep or something.
That's what I imagine.
Like,
it's
it's
as you're waking
shifting,
up,
yeah.
basically. Yeah, Gruff's up maybe early because we know that Gruff wakes up very
he's an early
early.
boy. He's maybe even snuck out for the morning
come back.
service and come back.
Yeah.
Full service?
Yeah. You still wear like a shirt and stuff when you go to bed, so your chest is still covered up, so you didn't see anything there.
Cool.
I would
Underwear?
just
That's up to you.
Nah.
just shirt cocking it, like
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh in it. Yeah.
Donald ducking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like if while we're all everyone's getting ready, if Xanthias looks over at Gruff at any point.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean I wouldn't be aware. It's just like
Yeah, you
us
have no
getting
idea.
ready for the day. I think we're all probably having like idle chatter, right?
Maybe Gruff bought you guys some buns, but yeah, if Xanthias happens to look over at Gruff is just gonna give him a big old wink.
I feel like Gruff is just constantly like staring down.
It's a friendly. It's not a stare at. It's just a friendly wink.
That's hilarious.
Also, I love that Gruff is basically taking on everyone's secrets.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah.
I mean, Gruff just provided baked goods. Gruff can have my secrets. I love you.
Would probably have
it's got
cost
separate.
about sort of 2-3 silver to buy like enough sort of like breakfast pastries and fruits and foods, things like that. No, I'd say like 3 silver for the 4 of you would be enough. Like we're not talking like a super big meal or anything like that. And it sounds like Gruff is providing that.
Would have
I've
probably if
paid for
Gruff is out. Oh, okay, you're paying? Cool.
I think
Never mind.
Because I imagine like Gruff would have woken up early, gone to the morning service, on the way back picked up some fresh pastries, and brought them to the room and saw this and then winked.
A couple of interesting details then. So because Gruff is actually up before sunrise, so definitely is out long before anybody else. If you did go to the morning service, Gruff, there's some information you would have seen. Because very much like the big ceremony that you went to for Malia at night, at dawn in the morning, there is a big service to Pyrrhus, the other scion, the other goddess of Altheya. This is actually a little bit busier than the ceremony you went to. Like, there is just more people in general. Lots of people doing the same as you, going to the service before maybe going on to their jobs or going on to their other business during the day. And you can see it's quite crowded. In fact, it's so crowded, it's different. You don't get to the front. Like, you're kind of like near the back. Very difficult to see. You don't see the Holy Knight of Pyrrhus, maybe because they're like amongst the crowd. You don't see Morning, the Tiefling Knight that you met before. But you would see the High Priestess of Pyrrhus. She is a orc woman. And she has deep, dark, kind of brownish, orangey kind of skin. You can see the glowing scars that the orcs of Altheya have. Her armor is cut in a way that it is almost left, parts of the skin are left exposed to show off the scars. Almost, very proudly showing these glowing scars to the world. Dressed in a resplendent golden plate mail with symbols of Pyrrhus and the sun, very, very predominantly there. The priestess, her robes, not armor, would be cut in that way. I'm getting her confused with the Knight of the Sun. But the priestess's robes are cut in a way to show off the glowing scars. They are a sort of pale yellow, the robes themselves, with white attached to them as well, very much conjuring images of sunlight and the sun. And she speaks in a husky tone. You don't catch her introduction. You kind of arrive as people see, and most people seem to know who she is. But she conducts the ceremony, and the morning ceremony is more like a meditation where you burn secrets. This is almost done. There would almost be a rigorous part of exercise. So it's almost like, in Japan when sometimes the corporates get everybody to do exercises as part of the company morning.
China, yeah.
And it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
In this, the priestess actually leads everybody in very basic yoga-like breathing exercises and stretches as they talk about preparing your mind and your body for the day, that the battles of Altheya come in many different forms. There is a kind of sermon about how, the fishermen and the Smith all have battles of their own, and that Pyrrhus looks on all of these battles in the same way as if they were at war and things like that. And there is this kind of element of mixturing physical activity with mental meditation as you go about that kind of ceremony. And then you make your way back. You pick up some things from a local bakery. Ashen Rest is a busy enough town. There are at least lots of small businesses, places that you as adventurers probably wouldn't go to, but you pass by several small bakeries and a little grocer with a litit stand out in the market square selling fruits and vegetables and things like that. And you can pick up a few things for you and your team as you get back.
Lovely.
Just a bit of extra world building, because you did go to the nighttime ceremony, so I wanted to make sure you understood that there was a morning ceremony as well.
Yeah, I just feel like Gruff, being in a city after a while would be just catching up on services.
And we've established that Gruff is a religious man.
Yeah.
He is a faithful, acolyte of the Scions, this religion of the Empire, or at least one of them.
There is only one. All others are nothing but blasphemous.
I would say that as you are returning, and I imagine that Rowan, you are woken up, not by an innate clock, but almost feeling the rhythm of the town coming alive. It's not that you can feel the heartbeats of the people, but the stone is echoing with the footsteps of people going to their jobs. The earth is reverberating this melody, this kind of drum beat as it comes to life, like a heartbeat kind of awakening from a slumber, beginning to rise and build as people go to their business. And you can feel that even through the stone and the wood of the inn kind of reverberating into you, and it almost kind of wakes you up, this sound, this song of the town itself.
And if there's anyone that's still a slow riser at this point, you'd probably be woken up by Rowan's voice as he opens, if there's curtains to a window.
Yeah, there'd be curtains, yeah. Yep.
Ah, wonderful morning. Good morning, everybody.
Morning,
I
Rowan.
hope you all rested extremely well.
I was hoping for another hour or so, but...
Oh. I'll keep quiet.
No, I'm awake now,
Are
Rowan.
you asleep?
Are you sure?
Starts
Okay,
sausaging you in.
It's a little tight, but okay.
It's fine.
You know what? I'm awake.
I'm going to go see where Gruff is.
You were tucking him into bed, right? Yeah. It's a strange heat. Just Just like a strange warmth as you're wrapping Xanthias up.
You ought to be careful.
Why is that?
You might be coming down with something. I put my huge hand on your forehead.
Oh,
Head feels fairly cool.
Gold Dragonborn. Run hot.
My apologies.
I'm fine. I feel fine. How do you feel? Are you good? Good
I
sleep?
feel wonderful today.
Great.
A great unburdening. That service was quite something.
Wait, so you say Gruff's gone?
Yeah,
It's not in the room with us. So.
open the door at that point. Like maybe I was trying to do it gently, thinking you'd probably all still be asleep. Yeah. Ah, good. Oh, fuck me! I didn't practice my
Hello,
voice.
my name is Gruffith from Tremoro.
Hello, my name is Gruff.
There it is.
I'm from Tremoro. A little
Hello,
bit.
Gruff.
Good
From
morning.
tomorrow. You say this every time.
Good morning to you, Lord Xanthias.
That's how he enters the room.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Gruff. From the village of Tomorrow. Good morning.
We know.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gruff.
I got some pastries and some fresh bread for you all.
That's
You did.
lovely. Thank you
Daisy
very
is
much.
immediately like, oh my goodness, best day ever. Thank you.
Daisy's awake to the smell of bread.
But her hair is like,
Yeah.
it's like really frizzy and like just all over the place in the morning
Needs
because
to be
she's had
tamed.
a really good night's sleep and is like super comfortable because this was like a really nice place for her.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess like traveling around a bit, Daisy's probably used to camping outside, but like an actual like proper in bed is probably something a bit of a luxury. You've had
It's
it,
good.
you've had it now and then, but like not that regularly.
Yeah.
The pastries that Gruff has bought, by the way, here in Caldra, be probably a lot of like kind of cinnamon infused, kind of like sugary, cinnamony kind of like treats and things like that. The probably like almost like a slightly spiced jam to go with the bread as well. A lot of like hot flavors and things like that, and kind of spices, strong flavors here in Caldra.
Keep talking, you saucy bitch.
But that'd be the kind of thing that the Gruff would probably be able to acquire quite easily on a sort of run through the town. So like a little spread, not too much, like probably a little glass pot of this jam and like kind of like pastries and things like that. A few fruits as well. Fruits being a big thing here in Caldra, like they've got fertile land for growing like grapes and different fruits and things like that, oranges and that kind of stuff.
I'll say I untuck myself from this tightened sausage I've been put into.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
maybe that's where I
That's it.
make the mistake, right? Where a hand is
So-
visible
yeah.
there or something.
I'm too preoccupied with pastries to notice.
Just crumbs everywhere immediately.
Have you even gotten dressed?
No, Rowan's in like dad pants.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like white pants.
Hearts?
White fronts,
Just white fronts.
Really baggy.
medieval
Like,
white fronts.
quite
Kind of
used.
baggy. Not, well, yeah. Well, they were cleaned at the.
They were cleaned.
were
They're cleaned. Patched, a bit
Well
patched.
loved.
Well loved.
Yeah, they're a
worn
bit
thin.
thin. A little bit.
Bit of mileage.
Yeah.
This might be a very personal story. I had to throw away a pair of pants the other day because there was such a giant hole right on the ball sack. I was just like, but it was like perfectly on the middle bit underneath, like on the
only
gooch.
part you need.
And I was just like, how have I worn the? How have I not noticed?
I had sweatpants, like tracksuit bottoms, and I thought they were fine. And then I was like, I got up and Ted was like, oh no, oh no,
Just like, oh, I gotta get rid of these.
you gotta go.
Just reminded me.
Just a gooch hole.
Gooch
There's
hole.
some things that Mark comes out with. That and crying into a pot
noodle.
noodle.
Yeah.
It's just.
That's really strange.
He really
Have you
gets
guys not had a spring clean out? Like,
I feel like they're
I didn't
gone before they
anticipate
get to that
I wasn't
point.
prepped for it.
That's how you get them. You gotta take
It's
it by
like a pendulum.
surprise.
Slowly wearing away.
you're gonna go home and check all your undies now.
Now I'm
You should.
strong.
That's a
Yeah.
good hint for everyone out
I
there.
roll a tip.
Yeah.
I'm only
Yeah.
wearing this shirt because I've worn out the nipples of this underneath.
It's got holes.
Like glass cutters.
It's so cold.
Oh my god.
Okay, where were we?
But yeah,
Just having breakfast. Just having a lovely time.
yeah, imagine
And I'll
Rowan's
Good
in
old
like
breakfast
those
conversation.
white fronts and a vest. Like
Yeah.
a classic white vest.
Actually,
Yeah.
yep.
Remind me, did you guys? I think you only paid for the one night, didn't you? Here.
No, we paid for a
Oh, you
few.
you paid for a few.
I think
okay.
we did, didn't we? Oh no, we
I don't
just
think we
paid for
I
paid.
think
I don't
you
think we
just
paid.
You did. You did pay
It was
for one
Xanthias
night.
who paid,
You
wasn't
paid.
it?
Oh, you paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
20
only
gold
give
for
them
the room for all four of you. So
Okay.
Yeah, you paid for one night.
Whereas Ophelia, it was like 20
it
gold
was-
for one person.
Yeah.
I think it was one night because I didn't anticipate that we'd need to stay for any longer. So
Okay.
Yeah. So you do have like the kobolds, the Tarek family would have told you that there is a sort of checkout time. I mean, you can just go down and be like, actually, we need the room for another night and pay more. But
Well, we
there's,
definitely do.
Which I
there
feel
is
like we
probably a
would
point.
because
Yeah, we probably
the
would.
Duke's thing.
Yeah,
is-
you know that you've got at least one more day that you've got to spend here in Ashen Rest, and then you need to think about what you're going to do once you've got the Duke's favor, I guess, like what that plan is after that. I know Xanthias kind of briefly talked about it with everybody, but
yeah.
I can pay for another night of the room for 4 of us.
sure.
One. Daisy would, having had a very comfortable sleep,
Well,
feel
a fine
like-
sleep, I think, is
For her, it was great because it wasn't
oh,
outside.
okay, true.
Average,
Average at best.
Premier in. You know,
Was it similar
Holiday
to?
Express.
Oh, so garbage then.
Well, yeah, but we've established
Nova
it's for-
Hotel.
Remember the last place you went? I had a light in my eyes all night.
Yeah, because you pulled the curtain off the wall.
The audience have no clue what this is about. We need to move on, but that's very
I ripped the blinds off the wall. That's the story. And there's a car park outside shining a bright light directly into my eyes all night.
And he didn't go to reception and be like, hey, I
It
can
was
help.
like 2 a.m.
It was like 2.
They have night managers.
If you've ever seen the meme picture of Lemmy just
It was. I said it was.
Yeah.
So good.
For context,
Anyway.
I didn't rock star it. I didn't like rip the thing off the wall and then
Sure
throw the
you
TV
did.
out.
Sure you
It was already bust when I tried to close. Anyway, I don't need to explain myself to you guys.
No, so Daisy's very happy with it. She had a great night's sleep, and the fact that the Clever Toad is in the same building and is a really fun thing. Yeah, we're staying another night.
Okay.
I've paid
Right,
20
so if you've
gold.
marked off the 20 gold, when you go downstairs, you can see that the Tarek family, they only greet people who come in through the main entrance. So when you just come out from the back room into the sort of main bar, you do get a couple of like, oh, they kind of like nod in your direction. The kobolds are kind of running around. It is dead, like down here. There's maybe a couple of the local laborers who are just having their breakfast here. And they've like, just come in with like, they've got like tiny little breakfasts and they're having like, cups of like hot tea, but there's no like rowdy drinking or anything going on. There definitely is still some cleaning up from the night before going on, and you can see the Clever Toad machine sat there, currently unattended. But yeah, they take your money. They're happy to let you have the room for another night, and they'll just kind of move it on and be like, yeah, sure.
Daisy will
They'll
cheerfully
scribble down in the book.
say good morning to all of them.
Okay, yeah, you go through all of them. I believe that there is 24.
No, if we pass them,
yeah.
she'll say good morning to anyone within
Sure.
the vicinity.
Yeah.
What are their
Very
names?
cheerfully.
Huh?
What are their names?
Do you ask their names?
Yes.
Okay. You would see in the bar area, I'm going to see how many kobolds there are. Oh, there's only 3 in the bar this
now
morning.
you roll low.
So there is Malik Tarek.
Okay.
There is Sarek Tarek.
Yes.
And Perik Tarek.
Okay, so Tarek, Biscuit Tarek, Iskit Tarek, Ixel Tarek, Uran Tarek, and Zini Tarek aren't
Here, yes.
Wow.
Thanks, High Rollers Wiki.
And what was the big one?
We didn't get the name. We just heard that
It was
he
the big one.
Yeah, there
he's
was
not allowed in.
someone wandering the halls to keep like security. Did we see that guy?
I mean, you've not seen that.
Okay. Were there any
And
noises?
Tarek is the matriarch, is the head of the clan, the family.
Did we hear any noises from like adjacent rooms?
You probably wouldn't have heard noises from adjacent rooms, but you would have heard from the main common room. Like, people were drinking until the early hours.
Sure.
It was quite rowdy. You would have probably heard that going on for a little bit. But this isn't like a completely, run down place. Like, there's enough padding between you and the main room that it's not gonna, prevent you getting to sleep or anything like that. There's locks on the doors. Like, the doors are all fairly secure. It's distinctly average as a place to stay, with the exception of the magical toad machine.
A sec.
With the exception of the magical toad machine.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, you have we're probably looking at like, Gruff went out, came back. You're probably looking at like a good solid like 9 a.m. right now. And you have a full day. You know that the Duke's audience is tomorrow, and you were told to get there as early as possible. And also, something that you might want to consider as your sort of operations for today is, and Xanthias worked this out, you made a check last time to know that it is very common for the guilds of Ashen Rest to kind of pay people to hold a place in line for them. And it is a kind of first come, first serve, like whoever is in the queue to see the Duke, you have to hope that he gets through people's business and has time to make for you, or you get there early enough to secure an early spot. So something to consider maybe for today is like if there's anything you want to do to help with that process.
And that happens at the Ignarum.
It happens at the Dominus Ignarum.
Dominus
Yes.
Ignarum.
It happens in the Duke's chambers.
So if we go to the central plaza, we'll be able to see if people have already started to queue up, even before the day has even started.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But there are still plenty of places. There's a lot of places in the town that you haven't been to yet. There might be things that you guys want to go and do. I throw it over to you, team.
Rowan wants to do things.
Friends,
Yes.
the world is ours today. We have one day to make the most of the luxuries and the pleasantries that this place offers, but also we need outfits
Sorry? Outfits?
to meet the Duke.
So we are going shopping.
Were we not?
Well, you seemed...
Ophelia was very excited.
I'd love to take you shopping, especially you, Gruff.
You basically told them that they had to
Yeah, I'd remember that.
literally yesterday. So
But as a fellow Cauldron,
I do understand, but I also acknowledge that they've put in a lot of effort. They've had a nice bath. Look, Gruff has braids.
My braids are still in.
they are still in. I'm impressed. Thought they would have slipped out after, whatever.
They were done by a master of braiding.
They'll be there
Braider.
for a decade or two.
If also just a personal thing,
Okay.
I wouldn't mind visiting the Oracle, Kiva, at the Coil of the Empress, just so we know exactly how tomorrow's going to go.
More premonitions is what you're hoping for.
Yes, I was giving a solid piece of advice.
Well, I don't know about solid.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like I said to you before, you have to be careful. The followers of the coil of not the coil of the Empress, the what was the call again? Sorry, Mark. The
There is a belief. There are people out there called the Imperial Flame, worshippers of the Imperial Flame, who are it is a religion. It is not officially a cult, but it is a religion that believes that the Dragon Empress became a deity when she was killed. She ascended to a deific position and can grant divine power, divine spells, divine magic, that sort of thing.
and the Church of the Scions believe that they're just a bit.
The Church of the Scions have maintained the belief, and this has always been the belief, that the dragons have their own kind of where their soul goes to, that the draconic souls are not ascended, they don't become ascended, they don't become saints, they have their own thing, and that they don't grant power like it is for the Scions, and the saints are the ones who grant divine power to others. But because the Empress is so beloved, and the Empress and the goddesses, apparently the Scions have not said whether or not they agree with this, there is this kind of uneasy cult, like nobody wants to commit to saying heresy or it's okay. Like there's this kind of stalemate of like,
We're just gonna ignore it.
yes, there's currently a kind of like, they're oh bless their little hearts, they can believe what they want, but the real gods, the real power is in the Scions and the Saints. The Empress was an incredible woman, an incredible dragon. She did amazing things, she was very powerful, but she's not a
Not
god.
Yeah. What would I say? You got some advice from someone who follows a belief that might not necessarily be true.
Okay. Well, we've got so many premonitions from the Clever Toad. We'd easily know if this oracle is a lie, if it doesn't line up with the Clever Toad.
Or vice versa. Could go the other way. The opposite
I
way.
never thought of that.
It could be, now, I dared say it, what if the Clever Toad
Okay. Please don't say it.
Okay, you're right.
He needs it.
He needs it.
Leave him.
Okay.
Leave him.
Well, we could definitely visit that place, but I would certainly like to spend some time having the conversation and figuring out exactly what we want to get from the Duke as well. I mentioned this yesterday.
Is this something we can ask for?
Again, maybe.
I thought we just get what the Duke decides we get.
Possibly.
But it probably is worth if the Duke were to be very generous and ask us what we want.
Yes.
To have a plan, yes.
What do you want, Xanthias?
That's what I was hoping to have a conversation about. Figuring it out, you know? What do we do with the reward we get from the Duke? Who are we? What are we doing in Ashen's Rest? What is it we can offer? What do we do?
Well, I'm here looking for the Circle of the Loyal Hounds.
Okay.
And the knight that I spoke to last night, the Holy Knight morning, said that they might be at this tourney that's coming in a few days. So I know what I'm doing. I'm going to the tourney and
Right,
trying to find the
yeah.
knights. I don't really know that I need something from the Duke.
Sure.
As a reminder, the tournament is in 10 days' time.
10 days.
It's the
Well,
beginning
it
of
would
the
be
next
9
passing.
now, though.
Yes, it would now be 9 days. Yes, that's correct.
Time.
Time has passed.
On the 1st of Bronze Glow is when the tournament takes place. You are currently on the 4th late moon of Stormfall.
Or as I know it, as a dragon.
As a dragon, Aziranus.
That's the one.
Tuesday.
I remember it.
It's
I
a
remember
Tuesday.
saying, as your anus.
Right.
Aziranus.
4th late moon of...
You are currently on the 4th
Stormfall.
late moon of Stormfall.
Stormfall.
And the tournament is on the 1st of the first moon of Bronze Glow. The first day of first moon, Bronze Glow.
That one down, yeah. First day of first glow.
Listen, I've made a calendar. I'm using it.
Release a calendar.
I was thinking,
You should just
I
give
was
us
thinking
the
how to
calendar.
design it for you.
Yeah, I've got it in like a spreadsheet format, just like a simple table. But I can draft it up and send it to you guys.
I might draw one for you.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we all could have guessed. Could have guessed that one. But what about everyone else? What do you want, Daisy?
I don't know. I'm just here. As long as I have a place to stay and some food, I'm happy. So,
Well, let's say, for example, tomorrow the Duke offers us a sum of gold. Obviously, we'd split this between all of us evenly. That makes sense, right?
yeah.
What would you do if you had an amount of gold not too dissimilar to that we've received in Burnell? Again,
So far, all I've done is buy food.
you'd buy some more food.
Maybe some clever toad prophecies.
No,
No?
no.
It's only a brawn. Fine.
Yes, but I just have an image of you getting a large lump sum of gold from the Duke and then spending it all.
I'm not going to spend it all. I'm
On the toy.
the vast majority of it on food.
Yeah, no,
Oh, I see.
it's a toy.
But I'm allowed to spend it on food, though.
Oh, aye, that's useful.
See? Useful. Basically useful things.
Rowan is nodding.
If I could get a nice new dress or something, that would be nice too.
But, and not to discredit your purchases, but in service of what? What do you want? Who are you?
I mean, I think
It's a big question to be asked. I imagine that Daisy, you've lived a life of just survival and going from place to place, right? Have you ever had a moment to sit down and think what you want? What a big question to be asked.
by the slightly sweaty, frenzied dragonborn.
Wild
Definitely
eyes.
has so many secrets.
What do you want?
What do you want?
Do we wish to reside in Ashen Rest? And I say we, I think
Oh, not me.
you're leaving?
Well, I'd go wherever the Circle of the Loyal Hands go.
Of course.
I don't think they have a fixed base of operations.
Okay. So after tomorrow, is this farewell? Other than the tourney? After the
9
first
days.
of Storm
Bronze Glow.
Bronze Glow, as Irenaeus?
Rowan just freaked out a little bit.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where it'll take us. You can only take one day at a time and see what comes at you. I don't know. But my goal was when I left Tremoro was to become a knight.
Yes.
So it depends.
That's a good goal.
It
It's a
is.
really nice. I just want to be safe.
Safe is good. Safe is good. So
I don't need people asking questions. And by I don't mean you, I mean like people in the cities, like techists and stuff. Just want to be safe.
Speaking of, didn't Tekis say that there was a Sister Inquisitor coming?
Yes. That
Yes.
was quite soon. So we should be on alert.
I
Yes.
would very much not like to see that person.
Oh, we have nothing to hide, do we not?
I can't fully recall.
They are on their way.
Yeah,
That's for your characters to remember.
They are, but we
The exact details of what was said and anything else.
We're simply giving him the information we've already given Tekis, which is everything that we've done so far. Right?
Yes. I mean, if it
that's
is,
what I thought.
if that is to then be fed forward to the Duke, to then assess what the favor might reward us, I don't see why not. Does that make sense?
No.
Was that English?
No.
Was that Althean?
No.
I spoke
I
that.
don't know what you're talking about anymore, but I don't want to see the Sister Inquisitor.
Why not?
Because I might not take kindly to someone with the abilities that I have.
Gruff thinks back.
Memories of a voice.
Spooky voice in head.
Daisy's voice speaking to you in your mind. The radiant blades that you've seen Daisy conjure and throw at enemies. Such magic isn't outlawed here in the Empire, but it is often a case of the question of where that magic comes from. Arcane magic that you study or that you are born with, totally fine. Divine magic from the Saints or the Scions, or even to an extent the Dragon Empress, if such a thing is true,
Blasphemy!
is generally accepted. If powers of these natures come from the planes, the realms beyond, the realms that snatch away your soul and make you an immortal soldier forever, then there is a problem.
I wonder if this is something Rowan would understand.
Or there are also other sources, not just the planes, of where dangerous magic can come from as well. Very famously, you know that the crown itself is like seen as anybody who worships the sovereign or worships the crown, that is seen as a heresy. Sorry, Tron, you were going to say something.
I was just wondering if Rowan would understand or piece that together.
I don't think any of you would instantly, none of you would be able to know that Daisy's powers come from a planar source. She could quite easily be a sorcerer or a mage or a cleric or some form of like that. You just wouldn't know that. But if there's a concern there, I will leave you guys to make your own interpretations. You don't need to make rolls and things like that. But there's no way to know if somebody casts a spell. There's not really a way to know for sure where that power comes from.
Okay.
Unless you're trained in detecting certain things. Because there are spells that let you detect the presences of a planar creature or detect if somebody's touched by a fiend or a celestial or something like that. Such spells do exist.
Okay. Rowan's not going to push it.
I can tell you at some point, just maybe not yet. It's just a bit scary, and I need to stay safe.
Gruff in his head is just like, he's looking at Xanthias, he's looking at Daisy, he's thinking about Ophelia, he's having a look at Rowan. Yeah, no, that's all right. And just a little thought in his head is just like, who have I ended up with?
But I promise it's not anything bad. It's really nothing bad. Just,
Different.
yeah, it's different.
Listen, lassie. No, wrong word.
Take a minute. Get yourself back into gruff.
Get back into the gruff
Nice
voice.
bit of gruff.
Little bit of
Think
gruff.
of
Think
good
of
sweet
pasties.
Daffith.
Daffith and
Tom Jones.
Yeah, Tom Jones.
The only Welshman in Bristol at this point.
Listen, Daisy, I'm not here to judge, and I'm not here to push. You tell me when you're ready, and if you're not ready, I don't need to know. Probably.
Oh, well, it's nothing bad, I promise. It's fine.
You got a little bit of jam on your face.
I was saving it for later.
Are you really leaving tomorrow?
I didn't say that.
But it's implied.
I don't know, Rowan.
I'll come with you. I'll be a knight.
Well,
We can all be knights together.
I mean, I don't think a knightly life is one for me, personally.
No?
I can see it for you.
Yes?
Yes?
We can make you a knight and we'll figure it out. You could be a knight's
Squire.
squire.
Possibly, but again, that is Gruff's goal, and if Gruff's goal takes Gruff away from everyone else, then it probably
We
would.
can all move with Gruffith, right? What's your goal?
You know what? I enjoyed helping the people of Burnell. I enjoyed helping the people in the baths. I think we work well together.
And
Yes.
we can make some money doing that so that we have enough money to live here and we just do nice things for the people and then it's all good.
Okay, how do
And
we help
can,
people?
We can help Gruff find the people that Gruff needs to find and then we can go from there.
Yes, and if we have to move from town to town, because Gruffith has to move around, we go with Gruffith, wherever.
Is there anywhere you want to go?
Wherever you guys are.
But you've ended up here
Yes.
on your own until meeting us, I presume. Where were you heading?
Well, I was looking, searching. Now I found everything I need.
This is it.
Well, somewhat.
What
We
were you?
can get round to that.
Oh, another secret.
Not so much. Maybe.
Okay.
Right. Does anyone here not have any secrets? Put your paw up right now. Oh, look, it's my paw. No, you put your paw, you put your hand down. Put your claw down. That's it. There
Okay.
you go, boyo. Oh, look, it's just me.
Open
No.
book.
I don't really have a secret. I want to explore and search more of a thing that happened to me.
A mysterious thing.
I eat my pastry.
Okay.
You just keep shoving them in so there's no time for you to talk. Daisy got a hand up.
You literally just went on a thing about how you didn't want to say things too soon.
Or do you have a
And
question?
think people find out things about you. That's a secret.
It's fine though. And it was something that did happen to me and that I didn't really have any control over.
Right. I don't know how to parse that.
When you say those words, Daisy, there's almost like you can kind of almost feel a bit of guilt from Nim. When you say that you didn't have any choice over it, there is that kind of like, because you do have that kind of touch to their emotions and things, and there is like a touch of guilt almost and regret.
But now I think it's a good thing.
Okay, well, now I'm confused.
Good thing.
In my head, I'm
Potential
gonna,
thing. Zero secrets.
Enigma.
And Gruff's an open book. Ophelia is... Where's Ophelia?
As you say that, let me
Drinking, probably drunk.
let me check in case you want to say.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm gonna just say in my head. Should I tell them what has happened? Because
No,
the Sister
no, you
Inquisitor, if
shouldn't.
they get here and they don't know,
We should just avoid them. We don't. This Gruff is already suspicious, and they are clearly devoted to the gods of your world. I think that they would not react well to knowing who I am. You should not tell anybody. We don't know if we can trust these people. I don't know if I can trust these people.
Okay,
I'm sorry, little one, but
it's fine.
for both of our sakes, we can't give out too much information.
I just don't know what to do if people come asking questions.
We will do what we have always done. We will hide, we will fight, we will protect ourselves. I will protect you, as I always have.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I did make the choice initially. It's fine.
You
I
were
wouldn't
young.
be here without you, but
You did not understand fully what was happening. You were so young, but I had no choice. But still, we are together, and I am glad for it.
me too. So don't feel guilty.
I will try.
We will work it out. It's fine.
There's a sense of agreement.
And also, I think we can at least trust two of them. And that is the lion and the big giant.
I trust this Gruffith. They seem an honorable warrior, and that I can respect. But their faith in your world and your gods troubles me. The giant, there is an otherworldliness to him sometimes that I don't fully understand. He speaks softly and he has kind heart and words, but there is a strange energy about him, one I have not felt before. But perhaps in time, let us learn more about them.
Okay, that's fine. But I think that we could win them all over anyway, even if they did know. But I won't tell them anything yet.
Keep an eye on them. Stick to the shadows and listen in when you can. Let us gather information. Like when we assess a village, if it's safe for us to go in. Think of them as a village. We must assess to make sure that it is safe.
Okay, on it.
You feel that kind of familiar, kind of soldiery tone, like, come back into Nim's voice. But yeah, Daisy sort of like stares off into space for a minute.
Taking
I
a
think
long
we
bite of that
recognise
bread.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
She's just eating her pastries. I feel like Daisy's probably quite used to talking to Nim in
Yeah.
her head
Yeah.
while stuff's going on. So
Yeah,
she's
I think that
probably
you're
not
good at
quite
like
as-
doing like motor like things like
Yeah,
eating or
yeah.
walking
Or
like
drawing and
drawing.
stuff, like-
But there is maybe like an ever so slight distant look as like
Yeah.
like somebody who's focused like concentrating
Yeah.
on something.
Yeah.
Zan, you're right. We should meet up with Ophelia and then make a decision as a full group, getting all of Ophelia's ideas and thoughts together in a long monologue from Ophelia of her
Personally,
thoughts
Yes.
yeah.
and her personal
Full
ideas.
30 seconds speech,
right.
perhaps.
30 seconds.
This is where he brings out a
30
script from Rick.
Sorry.
Maybe I do. Maybe I have one. You don't know. Yeah. So do you guys want to head out of the Grumpy Toad and make your way over towards
Clever.
the Clever Toad?
Grumpy
Head to the
Hog.
Grumpy Hog. I always get them switched around. And yeah, you guys make your way out. Moving through the town, you move through the Riverside District, back towards the Central Plaza, and yeah, very much you've made this journey a couple of times now. Kind of used to it. You make your way into the Grumpy Hog, where you can see Ophelia is basically finishing her breakfast that was supplied with her
I thought you were
room.
going to say the first bottle of wine of the day.
No, she is enjoying a very bloody-looking cut of like a steak with sort of like some eggs and things like that and bread, and is drinking them with water and things like that. And she's just Percival sat there. Oh, hello everyone. Yes, hello. Don't mind me. I'm just finishing up my breakfast.
She got a table to herself.
Oh, she always does.
course she does.
Yeah.
A
Nobody
big
wants to sit
table
with
to
her.
herself.
Yeah,
as well,
she's in
like,
that
there's
booth.
space for
She's
us.
in the best window booth
Again.
that everybody's too scared to approach her with.
Automatically now.
Rowan gets out a squished pastry that he pocketed and offers it to Ophelia.
Oh, thank you, Rowan. That's very sweet of you.
Ruffus went out very early in the morning.
Oh, well, that's very lovely. My breakfast comes included, but that's very kind. And she says, like, Percival, save this for me for later. Percival just sucks it into the sleeve of the big friar robe.
Never
Don't know where
to be
that's going to
seen
go.
again.
Just lands on the floor.
Yeah.
Bin.
If you guys sit down at the table of Ophelia, you do see Hogrim Hawker, the pig wild heart, very Porco Roscoe kind of vibe to him, with a little mustache. He like looks over and kind of nods and makes his way over. It's just like, well, can I get any of your drinks? Anybody want anything while you're here? Are you just meeting up with your friend?
Just
Anything from the bar or
water.
hot tea or sure.
Well, we are planning on heading out very shortly. We're just wondering, we have time to kill,
Right.
so to speak. What would you suggest someone like us, new to the city, would go do?
I mean, I'm not a tour guide, Mr.
Well, no.
I'm a tavern keeper, but we get a lot of people come through here. Most people are either coming through because they want to, they want to do some shopping, or they want to go to a couple of places. We got a few nice merchants and vendors and things like that here. People come to visit the cathedral if you've not been up that way before. The bathhouse, the House of the Rose. Some people come here to see the other shrines. If there's a tournament on, people go to the tourney field. I mean, they've got the big towers as well. If you've not seen the Pharos or the Coil of the Empress, they're pretty impressive. You can go and see those. But I mean, Ashen Rest is kind of it's a trader's town. We get a lot of people coming and going. I wouldn't say there's really anything to, go see. I mean, tomorrow the Duke's doing a public audience. That's sometimes you can go and watch that. That
Yes, that's where we
If you've
intend
never
to go.
seen a draconic if you've never seen a draconic noble before, you go up there and you can see the Duke himself.
Do you happen to know of anyone that might need assistance with anything? We'd like to help. I'd like to help.
Okay. Are you freelancers or mercenaries or something? Travelers, that kind of thing.
Just trying to make it by.
Well, if that's the case, I'd recommend you swing by the Forge. It's actually, and he points south. Southeast.
Yep.
My direction sense is very weird. He points that way. The Forge is the local garrison here. They have a bounty board out the front, and some people post jobs if they're looking for things like that. Like,
Found it!
but that tends to be more sort of mercenary work, proper bounties or people looking for guards, things like that. I mean, if you were looking for little old ladies who've lost their pets and things like that, I mean, sometimes people come in, and if I hear anything like that, I'll let people know. But as far as I know, there's nothing like that. But if you're looking for actual mercenary work, yeah, the Forge have a bounty master and bounty board.
I think that's something we could be. No drinks, though, thank you. I think that's something we could help out with, right? Knights,
It
fighters.
does sound
warriors.
awfully like work.
There it is.
That's true, but we're not. No offense, working behind a bar. We're not working a field. We're not
No, I suppose.
ferrying materials from one place to another.
I might have to think about it.
It's helping.
Helping.
Yes, that's the.
I see.
Maybe.
It's being nice to people.
You see Ophelia starts thinking about it, but maybe she's not available today. I spent it all on gambling. No,
Okay.
it's a case of I don't necessarily want to take full
yeah.
control of Ree for a whole session, so...
Well, you know what? Bye, Ophelia.
Look, I will have a think about it, and if you
Okay.
find anything interesting, and maybe if you can't go and do it today, if you need my help tomorrow, maybe, but I need to just think about it and pray and consider.
One thing that could be useful, maybe Percival would be a good lad for the job, is we need someone to start queuing.
Oh my gosh, why did we not think of... That's a perfect idea!
Oh, yes.
Yes, I suppose I could send Percival to go and just wait by the gates and sort of hold a place for us.
Because if we go in first for the Duke's favour tomorrow, Duke's audience,
Yes.
that's good for you.
Yes.
And if you send Percival, well, you can just
Well, he can just wait there the whole day, and I suppose I can just stay here.
spend a day in prayer.
I might go to the baths.
Good. Would you be okay without Percival's assistance throughout the day?
I'm capable of.
Oh, no, it's
yeah,
not the
no,
question.
it's fine.
Just,
Yes, I suppose. I mean,
I'd love a
I don't need to send him now. I mean, I could send him later on in the afternoon or this evening, couldn't I? I mean, because he'll be there before anyone else. I could even send him at night.
Can I ask the barkeep when people start
Hogrim?
queuing? Yeah. When...
Oh, people will be there from before sunrise. People, if they've got business, the guilds will send people. They'll hire people to go and wait from just before sunrise. You know, they'll get there as early as possible in the morning, and they'll be waiting there all day. So,
What time should we get there if we want to be the first person? Like,
Or you just meet up with Percival. This rate.
what time should we send Percy there to get there?
well, I mean, it depends. If your fella here is happy to just sit there and wait for hours, I mean, yeah, you could send him whenever you want. I mean, I don't know.
A very patient man.
Yeah, do what you want.
3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
I mean, sure, if he's happy to do that. I mean, I've not seen the guy speak or move. I don't know, but yeah,
He's
sure.
very patient.
Yeah, extremely.
Yeah, it must be some sort of monk or something.
Yes.
And Ophelia's just like, yeah, something like that.
Percival, is that something you wish to do?
Percival looks at Ophelia and says, "You're happy to do that, aren't you, Percival?" Just nods.
In his head, he's going, "Damn it!
I died for this!
Assuming he can think. But yeah, no, Percival happily just nods his head.
Well, that is a very good idea.
Full of them.
Is
Well,
it
a really
worth
good
us
idea.
finding out what these big guilds are and if there is any hint of them sending people forward and
Well, there is the
getting
lamplighters.
information?
Yeah, Hogrim's kind of like standing over the table because you're kind of half asking him questions and stuff anyway. And he'll say, yeah, you got the Lamplighters Guild, the Carpenters, the Masons, and the Blacksmiths are the 4 major guilds here. There's also the Merchants Association, which is kind of all the different other types of merchants and artisans kind of all working together.
Thank you very much.
I mean, if you got any more, I can point you in the directions of some of the guild masters and things like that if you want. But I don't know who you want to go and speak to. But
All of them,
okay.
just in case.
Well, the head of the Blacksmiths Guild is an orc by the name of Hera Agarin. She's up in Greyforge. They've got their guild headquarters there. The head of the trade association is a fellow by the name of Patience Zanti. It's a Nalinari.
Zanti.
Patience, as in
Patience,
Yeah,
sorry.
Patience Zanti with an X at the front.
Thank you for spelling that out for us, Morgan.
You then have, I mean, the Lamplighters have got there's 3 guild masters, but speaking to them is probably very difficult. I'd recommend you just go to the Pharos and ask to speak to somebody from the guild. Like that's their headquarters is the Pharos. And then the Carpenters Guild is down near Riverside. Gotta find their thing. Yeah, if you just go to their guild headquarters, you can speak to somebody there, same thing.
Cool. Thank you, Hogrim.
Oh, and the Masons is the Coil of the Empress.
So Kiva's a good one to speak to.
Oh, Kiva, that's the Oracle, they say. They say that she can read fortunes and see the future and that kind of stuff. She's not the head of the guild, no, but she's connected to them. The Masons Guild and the followers of this Imperial Flame seem to be pretty tight with each other.
Well, that could be a good start.
Yes, yeah, we could look there. Or we could help out with the
The bounty board.
bounty board. That's the word I'm looking
By
for.
the
yes.
forge.
By the forge.
Well, Rowan really
you like me
wants
to,
go and see.
On the, I don't know if you want to update your map with certain things as well.
Yeah, you said it was what? So
So the forge is number 7 on the map, 0.7. It's just opposite the Coil of the Empress, in fact.
an Althean southeast and earthly southwest.
Number 7. So is it just called the Forge?
Oh yeah, southwest. Southwest. It's 0.7. It's called the Forge. It's the barracks. It's like the keep, like the garrison keep here.
Is there a guild master of the merchants, or is it just like a democracy?
Yeah, that's who Patience Santi is. He's
Oh.
like he's the head of the Merchants Association.
Trade association is the merchants.
Yes, yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
It's kind of like a conglomerate of all the smaller businesses together.
a unionization, if you will.
Sort of. It's kind of like making sure that they have representation because they don't have a formal guild for all of them because there's not enough of them really. So
Cool.
Is there anything else?
So 22 is the blacksmith's guild
That one is right near the
up in
entrance
Grey
where we
Forge.
came
Yep.
in.
And then building 17 is the carpenter's guild.
17 being by the riverside to the east.
Lovely.
Okay.
If there's any other points where you're like, if there's anything else you want to know, just let me know.
I think that's it.
And there isn't a specific. Well, we don't know the guildmaster of the carpenters.
No. Just tells you to go to the guild and speak to somebody.
Cool.
Thank you, Ogrim. I'll buy an orange
More than welcome.
juice for your help.
It's fine, don't worry about it. It's fine.
How about a
Look,
bronze?
it's quiet. Talking is free. Don't worry about it.
You don't have a clever toad, do you?
No, I don't have gimmicks. We don't need them.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Ophelia,
Yes.
you're not going to leave us tomorrow, are you?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Good.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, this is. I need to start making. I need to make a start on my mission. Why I'm here. I feel that this is the right place to do it.
And
That is something I want to delve into, but I don't think right now is when I would want to delve into
much
this.
to do.
We have much to do, unfortunately,
I want to know
Ophelia.
everything.
You don't seem in the right frame of mind, Ophelia.
Oh, okay.
Your voice has changed. It's weird.
Well, a good start to your diplomatic mission would be seeing the Duke tomorrow. So maybe
Yes.
send Percival down to start queuing in the evening time.
Yes, that seems.
So we're number one in the
Yes,
queue.
that seems fine. I can do that.
we
Thank you.
might go shopping for.
If you go shopping, you have to let me know. I'm coming.
Well, shit, I guess we're not going shopping today then.
You can't, like, that's like, I'll just have a go. I just mean if you're going to go off and do a big thing, I'm not going to be sitting here
Yeah.
bouncing between playing Ophelia and
Yeah,
NPCs.
montage.
But she will come with you when you go to do shopping. She will come with you.
God.
I know Ophelia wanted to get outfits and things like that, so.
Who was it that needed an update? Me.
If you're watching from home and you want to Discord message me like things about what Ophelia wants to buy, you're more than welcome to.
Or we can just retrospectively.
Yeah, we'll just do it start next time.
Or like advice for Gruthuth
Sure.
and Rowan from Ophelia's perspective.
Sure. Yeah.
That's all this guy.
Yeah.
At the moment it is, yeah. All right, so what's the plan? Where do you guys want to go from here?
Let's
Oracle.
go to both the Oracle and to the Bounty Board, because I think the best way to get a lay of the city is to understand its problems.
Okay.
And helping them, solving them.
And knowing the future.
And knowing the future will certainly help in some small
with
way.
respect to it being potentially a lie.
I'm just saying, don't go into it thinking this is the exact thing that's going to happen. That it is, they could be wrong.
What is the time right now, Gruffith? It's not near midday, is it?
Oh no.
Be wary of an arch.
It's still morning.
It's like 10
It's
a.m.
literally still morning.
Right. Beware of the shadows as well. I'm going to avoid the shadows.
Right, okay.
The crew of you make your way out of the Grumpy Hog this time, and it's not too far. You basically cross the central plaza and begin heading southwest down the main street, down the into the Heartsway, what they call the Heartsway, which is the district which leads from the southern road up into the city. And yeah, you see on either side of this road these two rather impressive-looking buildings. One, the Coil of the Empress, is a marvelous stone tower with a spiraling design and tipped with beautiful crystals that catch the sunlight and project faint images of draconic shapes all around it. I think I've described this to you guys before. It is the headquarters of the Stonemasons Guild, but also seems to have become a place where you can see followers of the Imperial Flame. And as you draw closer, you begin to see sort of like people outside with little pamphlets and things like that are sort of talking to people as they come and go, talking about the Imperial Flame and about the Dragon Empress. You can also see that many of the town's stonemasons are coming here for, business meetings and to talk about prices and trade and things like that. And the tower itself is obviously constructed as a symbol of their skill with stonework. It is beautifully carved, a very elegant-looking structure. Opposite, on the other side of the street, which is a very wide, tall street, is the Forge, a fortified barracks. It is large enough to contain several smaller buildings within it, including what appears to be a stables, although from the walls you can't actually see within. Instead, a large gate basically blocks your entry into the Forge itself, but outside the main gate is a large wooden board, upon which there are not many notices. There are a few things. Some of it are, at least one of them is like a generic recruitment for the Duke's army, reminding people that, especially for those who live outside of the town, that if they military service counts towards a family's tithing for the year. So you don't have to provide, you can instead have somebody from your family go and join the army as a way of not paying your quota for your farm or something like that. It's a way of providing service. But you do see 2 notices of some...
Oh my god, we actually have physical things.
Oh my gosh.
And I like both of them. Okay, you got it there.
Bounties on the board.
Well, yeah, you'd have to go and you can go and fetch them as you
Oh,
wish
if
to.
only I could read.
Can't read.
Just not very fast.
But you can just go up and snatch them, and I'll hand them to you if you want.
What's this we got here? Bounties.
That one has the words terrible demonic on it. So
It sounds like Xanthius goes up and you pluck them from the thing, and you stand up to read them from the bounty board.
And he had a knife. Stab.
None that have a knife in them, no. They're all very neatly placed up. None of them. This is quite well maintained.
No graffiti.
No.
do any of them glow? Have
No magic or
arrow
anything like that.
pointing
No
towards
big exclamation marks above it. No. Yeah, you can see that, and you can see that there are guards wearing the Duke's colours, the orange kind of tabards of the region, and with the symbol of North Vale, this kind of the mountains with the flames and then the river sort of in between them. And they're wearing the heraldry, and they're just stood out the gate. And they do watch Xanthius as you go up to the bounty, and one of them's kind of watching you interestedly as you kind of make your way approaching it, kind of almost sizing you up as you make your way.
There's 2 potential bounties we could take up, actually, both of which I think we might actually be able to achieve easily. In fact, this one, Duke Ignarius, offers a generous bounty of 50 gold for the dispatch of terrible demonic creatures known as gnolls, something we have done before.
Oh, they were terrible and
They were terrible and demonic.
Very loud.
But we know we're capable. We've done it before. 50 gold paid by the bounty master for each gnoll head. Oh, we'd have to take the heads off. Put that one back. Unless anyone's willing to...
Pass it here.
Okay, if you're happy to start cutting heads off of gnolls...
The Lordling doesn't like to get his hands dirty.
I don't want to... Head... Anyway, the other one is the Lamplighters Guild are seeking skilled warriors and mages for well-paid guild work. We just have to inquire with Alicia Tethio, the Bright Eye of the Guild at Pharos.
This one you handed me says that there's a bonus 200 gold offered for the head of the Gnoll Brood Shaman
The head again, though.
who spawns these vile
This
creatures.
might be a good way of also introducing not only what we achieved outside of Burnell, but also this other double effect.
That's true.
the
We have
Duke.
dispatched... Oh, maybe we should go back and cut the heads off the ones we've already killed. No, that's
Yeah, little.
gruesome.
You didn't want to do it just a second ago.
I would also tell you that it is a 2-day journey back to where you fought the gnolls.
We have to do
But that would probably be the point where, you would need to start searching, because this isn't there's no location. This is just the Duke has a standing offer of kill a gnoll and bring its head, get 50 gold.
Sounds like you're about to say a little song. See ya, no.
See a gnoll, cut off its head. Bring its head, get the gold. I don't know, yeah. I'm sure somebody can make a fun rhyme and
Kill the
song.
Gnoll, get the toll.
You gotta get the gnoll toll.
The
You gotta get the toll to pay
the
for the-
Gnoll and
Yeah. Does remind me of a song, actually, that
Knoll
bounty.
gold. The knolled. Get knolled. Get gold.
The Knoll Hall.
Bada bing.
Well, we probably don't have time to find gnolls, claim their heads.
They would probably be
all
quite
before
far out
tomorrow
from
morning.
the city. No, that's true. We could go inquire with the Lamplighters Guild at least. Once again. Alicia Teffio, Bright Eye of the Guild, looking for skilled warriors and mages.
We
Alicia
might be
Teffio.
part of that.
Sounds bloody mysterious.
It does. We should go find out more.
Huh?
It says pays well.
Having information on how the Lamplighters Guild functions and maybe who they're sending to Q tomorrow would be quite useful.
Possibly. They're just looking for skilled warriors and mages. That's all I know. Right here.
Are we skilled?
I believe you are very
certain
skilled,
things.
Griffith.
Why, thank you, Rowan.
Yes. You're
You're
quite
a
capable
knight.
in
You're
battle.
very skilled.
I'm not a knight.
But you're basically
keep
a
'em.
knight.
I'm
They're
really
your
not.
bounty
Put it
notices.
back on the board.
No,
I
they're
am
your bounty
really not
notices.
a
You've
knight.
taken them, you've got the information.
Well, these may not be. We could at least visit the Lamplighters
Aye.
Guild today,
Yes?
but this one might be in the future.
Okay.
We're all together as best friends. No one departing. Quite a knightly thing to do, really, is to claim gnoll heads for the Duke. Might put you in good stead for, a knightly order or something. We can always help.
The group of you also couldn't help, you guys would, this would probably be quite aware to your characters is, you fought something like 6 gnolls, 50 gold a head. That's pretty good money. That's a pretty generous amount.
50, yeah. That's a lot of gold.
And then if you do track down who had this bonus one, it's a good payday. If you needed some gold and you had some time and you want to go out and try and track these things down, it probably would involve some element of traveling into the wilderness and just hunting them down, trying to find out where they came from.
Their source.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, what's more, we'd also potentially end the threat of the gnolls themselves. What does it say there? The shaman that summons them?
The Gnoll Brood Shaman,
And what's that name at the bottom?
Logan Gray.
Logan Gray? Do we know a Logan Gray? Okay.
You see the guards have been listening in, and they'll just sort of laugh when you're like, "Do we know a Logan Gray?" And one of the guards, a half-elven woman, would say, "High Marshal Logan Gray. He's the bounty master here at the Forge.
Ah, my apologies.
It's the bounties issued by him. You'll bring any," and she kind of snickers a little bit. If you do bring any gnoll heads back, then he's the one who will pay you.
And these heads, would we just walk them through the town, bring them back here?
I'd recommend you take a couple of sacks.
Okay. Something for Ophelia and Gruff to do.
Have you had any sightings of gnolls?
She looks, and she seems to be a bit more like, when Gruff speaks to her, there's definitely a bit more like, oh yeah, okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing.
I don't want to cut any heads off. I think
but
it's
also,
very clear.
you look like a little princely boy.
Yeah.
This is a big, tall lion man with a shield and a big stick.
I read the notice, my face went green and I suppressed vomiting.
Vomit emoji.
Yeah.
She looks over at you and she says, unfortunately, the last couple of months, we've just had more and more of these sightings on the road. We've had travelers attacked, we've had merchants attacked. Sometimes we've caught a couple of them, when we've sent out patrols, but they just keep coming, so we can't find out where they're coming from. That's why I think the High Marshal wants to get rid of the High Marshal and the Duke, I should say, want to get rid of the Brood Shaman. Apparently, they spoke with. There's a mage who lives here in that tower up near the cathedral, and apparently the Duke spoke with them, and they said that these gnolls are created by magic, and they normally have some sort of shaman who creates them from blood. And if we can stop them, then at least this area will be clear for a while until another one of these things shows up. But yeah, we've had sightings all along the roads. From the southern road, the northern road, all over the place. They roam around like packs of hideous creatures, just attacking whoever and whatever they can.
Hi, we were attacked by such a pack on the way in.
Really? It's a shame, yeah. If you had known about it, you could have nabbed yourself a few extra gold if you'd known before coming here.
Would have been very nice. Six of them.
6. We all dispatched them.
Impressive.
That's 50. That's a lot of gold.
It is, yeah, it is. Although I say, if you've already survived an attack by these gnolls, then yeah, definitely look into it. I think the High Marshal and the Duke would be very glad to have somebody take care of this problem.
Thank you for the information.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll look into it. Thank you.
Always good to have capable mercenaries in the town.
You know what it is, everybody? always good to have helpful people around, sticking together, working with each other.
Like glue.
Right? Right?
Sure.
Well, we are right next to the stonemasons.
If you wish to get the future told or something similar like that,
He has asked
right
very
here.
nicely several
he has.
times.
Pretty please.
You've been very patient.
Why is everyone looking at me again?
Because you think it's blasphemy.
I didn't say the word blasphemy.
You said it
Heresy.
several times.
Did maybe a little bit
actually.
about the clever toad. But I'm not stopping you, a grown man,
Not big and growing.
from doing what you want to do. I'm just saying be cautious when you go in. You're very trusting.
Cautious.
And the Church of the Scions, well, they think that the Imperial Flame are a bit gone off astray, off the wrong path. You know, they believe that the Dragon Empress, Scions bless her, has become a god. That's quite a big claim. So I'm just saying, you can do what you want. I'm not saying you don't go in, and I'll come in with you. But I'm just saying, don't take everything at face value.
Right. I'll be very careful.
Yes.
Well, Rowan, you look over and you see this incredibly impressive stone tower reaching up to up into the clouds. It's very tall. It's several stories high, probably about 4-5 stories. Massive, sort of big base, and it gets thinner, kind of smaller and smaller as it gets to the top. You look over, and there is the stone has this kind of gentle song to it. The rhythm of the worked stone here. It's been worked and it's been shaped, much like the little stone statues of the old lady in Burnell, but this is to a grander scale. And there is something within this tower that is almost bringing that music together in an almost harmony. The different parts of it have been shaped and the blocks all brought together, and something is unifying that melody.
Gruffith,
Hello.
you told me not to take anything at face value. But rock value, I'm getting good vibes.
Have you ever had a bad vibe from a rock?
No.
There we
All
go.
rocks are good and pure.
There we go.
It's the people that tread upon them that are bad.
Ah, there you go.
There's nothing wrong here.
But what if the people
It's pure.
tread? You just said, though, the people who
feels
tread
nice.
on the rock.
Sometimes, not all. Most
Right.
people are good at heart. They try their best.
Okay, bloody hell.
They just steer down the wrong path, led astray. And that's okay. We can bring them back.
Right.
This stone is beautiful.
I can see that. Looks
Exquisite work. Stonemasons are very, very,
nice. Skilled.
very skilled. Yes. Let's go in. I'm very excited.
You make your way across the street. Are you all going with Rowan? Or is everyone kind of going with?
you wanna split up?
You guys make your way over, and you're not accosted or anything like that. A few people kind of like look your way as you come in. The bottom floor of this tower is all open. Like, it's all arches that just face out onto the rest of the town, and you can just walk straight in. And almost has like a slight museum quality to this ground level here. There are statues of the Dragon Empress, there are statues of famous knights and of the saints and of the scions, and they're all like exhibits that you can basically go up and visit and look at. There are also examples of architecture. There's like, early buildings from Ashen Rest and things like that. Like there's exhibits all about sort of like the types of stone. What is ash stone? Why is it found here? What is it good about? And there's almost this kind of like museum-y kind of element, like I said to it. There is also a large central desk, like a large round desk, behind which a number of academic-looking like folks sit. They have ledgers. You can see that there are queues. People seem to be, almost booking in stonemasons to go and work on their projects, and they're allocating things. There are people coming in and bringing in trade. You can see that, people going about their business. And you also see that dotted around them are several predominantly dwarves. And they all wear deep purple robes, which is normally an imperial color. It's normally worn by members of the Empress's kind of government, like people in like administrators and things like that. But instead of it being trimmed in the normal gray, these are actually all trimmed in gold and silver, and they bear a sigil where normally there isn't a sigil. Normally the Empress doesn't have a symbol dedicated purely for her, but these all have a flame, like a burning flame. And they come up to you and they are like, they're going and talking to anybody who's like walking around, and they're like, hello there, how are you, how are we doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a pleasure to be in this beautiful building.
It is wonderful. The stonemasons are so talented. They are so talented here in Ashen Rest. It is an absolute beautiful place to be. What a testament to our history and to the beautiful works that they do.
Who might I thank for the unifying energy that this tower brings?
Well, I have to say, if you were asking me directly, so I would have to say it is the Empress herself that you have to thank, for it is her energy that is infused here. We are very blessed to have somebody who is connected to the Empress with us.
Kiva?
They smile and they say, you've been told about her.
I have.
Well, yes, indeed. Kiva is, she's an acolyte of the Dragon Empress, and she is an oracle. She can gaze into things, and the Empress has given her great gifts. And we're very happy to have her here, and the stonemasons have been very pleased for it. They've in fact allowed her the use of one of the top parts of the tower for her own chambers. Would you like to see Kiva?
Oh, is there not a long queue of meetings and...
Well, there are.
schedule?
People do come and ask to see her, but being an oracle, if she is meant to speak to you today, then you will speak to her today. We'll just take your name up and go up and speak with her, and if she would like to speak with you, then you'll be invited up.
Does anyone else want to speak with Kiva?
And,
All are welcome. All are welcome to come and speak with her and have a reading done about themselves, about their future, about their past. Any who are lost, any who have questions or concerns, she seeks to put hearts at ease.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
You're good? I am equally okay.
Griffith?
I can accompany you, it's fine.
Can we go as a duo?
Well, normally readings are done on a personal basis. It is
We're
for
best
you and
friends.
you alone. But they could come up after if they would like. I mean, you're welcome to come and sit up with them until the reading, but normally the readings are done between Kiva and the person that she is speaking with.
Is that okay, Griffith?
It's fine.
Can we all just wait in the waiting room? Is that
Of
okay?
course you can. Yeah, this is for you to do as you see fit.
Yeah, we'll come with you, and we'll sit and wait with you.
Great.
Fantastic. Well, come with us. They'll say, come with us, and they lead you, and they begin taking you up the stairs. And there's this big kind of coiling staircase that goes around. You go past offices, you go past what looks like to be like living quarters for maybe some of the senior members of the guild, and they're these beautiful, like ornate, kind of palatial looking built, like, you know, rooms that are built into this tower. But again, you go up and up and up, kind of like going to the top, like penthouse of a big tower. And as you reach the top, it is completely dark. There's no more natural light being left in, but there is this kind of soft white glow that seems to be coming from these crystals that are hanging down from the ceiling on these chains. Everything is sculpted beautifully out of stone, and then they have these thick cushions that have been laid onto stone benches for you to sit on, and there is a large set of double doors that lead into an inner chamber. You sit down for a while. One of these dwarven man, the one that you've been speaking to, he steps in through the doors, and then a few moments later comes out and says, "Oh, well, very fortunate that you came to see us, because yes, Kiva would very much like to meet with you and provide you with a reading. She did also tell me, and I know that you did say that you all were not interested, but Lady Kiva, the guide of the Citadel, has offered and said that she believes she has important things to tell all of you, and that the four of you she foresaw coming to her today, and that she would like to speak with you and perform a reading. There will be no charge, and we would not ask of anything for you. It is your
Individually?
choice. Yes, individually.
Well, what are the chances of that? She foresaw it.
Forgive
Incredible.
our lion man here.
Please, you don't have to make any apologies. This is your choice. If you do not wish to, if this is something that you do not want, that is absolutely fine. But Lady Kiva just simply believes that
We are
she was
blessed.
meant to speak with you today.
Can I, in my head, ask Nim what they think?
Nim will say, "Oh, this matter of gods and your empress is beyond me, little one. Your world is... I have so little knowledge of your world. If she is a powerful spellcaster, she may be able to detect my presence, but in worst case scenario, if it is just her and us, if needs be, we can escape or make our way out if need be. My own curiosity is piqued.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, we can try it. I'll try. I'll have a reading.
That would be wonderful if that's the case.
Why not? As you said, it's free.
Yes.
No charge afterwards, no hidden costs.
No, of course not.
No,
No,
oh,
we do
donation
normally
to the church.
we do normally ask for a donation, but you are under no obligation to provide it. Tell me, Lady Kiva does not know your name. She just simply knew you by description, and said that she was expecting you today. Is there perhaps another one who's traveling with you that is not here today? A woman,
The woman that she saw in the pub with us, yes.
That was
a woman of
what I-
death, a woman connected to.
There is indeed, yes.
How did she know?
Because Ophelia came to the pub with us
But that
when
was
Kiva was there.
yeah, but that was someone else. That wasn't.
It wasn't Kiva. No,
Thank you.
no. That was just a believer, basically.
So the lady told her.
That could easily be the case.
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, forgive some of our skepticism.
There's nothing to
There's,
forgive. It's perfectly natural.
Why us?
I don't know.
How often does this happen?
It has not happened. Sometimes the Lady Kiva will simply agree to meet with people for. She has met with merchants. She has met with powerful individuals, heads of guilds, that sort of thing. But no, it does not happen very often. But let me ask you this: if you had gone to Bright Shadow Cathedral, and the High Priestess of Pyrrhus had said that she had seen you in a dream and had something important to tell you, would you meet that with skepticism?
No. Perhaps not. It's not me you need to convince.
I'm not here to convince anyone, and neither is Lady Kiva. She just simply wishes to speak with you because she feels she has something to share with you. That's all.
It's truly an honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, seeing as you were the first one here and seem to be most likely, perhaps you should go and speak with Lady Kiva first.
Oh, okay.
Just quickly, when they go through and the
Sure.
door shuts and all that, and we're kind of left in the waiting room,
Sure.
Gruff is very quietly going to turn to Xanthias and just very quietly say, Lord Xanthias,
Yes, Gruff?
I like you, and you're a dragonborn of very pretty words.
Well, thank you very much.
Don't speak for me.
I apologize. I am so sorry.
It was not your forgiveness to give on my behalf.
With that, as Rowan, you step through the doors, you're led by the attendant who leads you in. They lead you into a very simple room, lots of draped dark fabric that leads up to a central crystal that provides the only soft white light into the room, all draping, hanging down like sails of a ship almost. And you can see that on these great sheets of dark fabric, the outline of a city has been painted in silver paint. A great city, a city as vast and expansive, resembling that of Kelskaris. Towers and buildings of all shapes and sizes, and above it all glitters the night sky, and you see that the stars form the shape of the Empress and a draconic image above the city itself. A table with a stone map of Kelskaris is laid out. this beautiful round city with circular walls and its inner walls and the different districts and divisions all divided up. And sat behind the table in a chair, you see a dwarven woman. She appears young and beautiful in a ceremonial outfit of white and grey silver robe, as well as a veil that hides her entire lower face, kind of hides from her nose downwards. The grey silver robe covers her shoulders and her upper arms. She has sun-kissed skin and ash blonde hair that is worn long with braids decorated with quartz crystals and simple jewelry. And when she speaks to you, her voice has this magical quality to it. It sounds so like beautifully resonant around the room. And to a normal person, it would be very clear that she's just talking to you, but she just has this almost mystical sounding voice. Hello, welcome, please come and sit. But Rowan, you have a special relationship with sound, and perhaps something that normal people wouldn't ever be able to tell, but you can. Because you have such a finely tuned ear, but also the vibrations of the world resonate with you differently. And you realize that the reason her voice sounds so unusual is because it's not coming out of her mouth. It's not a spoken voice. It almost sounds like it's kind of bouncing around the room like it should, but it's not quite right. And you realize that you're hearing the voice in your head. It's not actually her voice bouncing around the room.
Is she
like sound.
mouthing the words?
Well, you can't see her mouth because this veil covers her mouth entirely.
Okay.
Which is strange, but you know that she's meaning to appear like she's talking physically. But there's just something about the way that you're hearing the voice in your head, and it doesn't, the reverberations, the bounce isn't quite right.
Okay, not projecting from the right place.
Exactly. Most other people probably would never pick up on that. But she just says, please sit down. And she draws out, as part of the table, you see that the stone buildings suddenly begin to descend and sink into the table, and it becomes flat once more. And you see that she has a deck of cards just sat on the table itself. And she says, well, let us begin a reading. And that's where we're going to take a break.
No! Get the cards out! Get the cards out! All the cards!
For podcast listeners,
Did I forget to get
Mark
the
has
cards?
produced an actual deck of cards.
And I will say before we go to fully break, these are from
By himself.
these
love cards.
These are from my good friend Fez Inkwright, who made the Citadel deck, which is an actual Oracle deck. I can actually show it.
There it is, it's been there.
To which I've been using. I actually wrote the foreword for this, so that's why I'm using them as the prop in this. I'm not using it as they are used normally. I'm using it in my own way, but Fez Inkwright made these, and big shout out to Fez, who's a longtime friend of mine and Nina's.
And we'll see them in use next
And you will see them in the next part. So we will. That's it for part 1. We will see you in part 2, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
I know.
And there we go. So we are going to take a 5-minute break, and then we will be back with part 2. Anything else I need to say?
Cards. Happy birthday, Trot.
Happy birthday, Trot. There we go.
For tomorrow.
I'll see you next time.
Let's-
We'll see you in the next bit. We'll be back
See you
in
in a
5
bit.
minutes.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, look at that. We're actually back straight away this time. No extra delays.
Unbelievable.
We're so on it.
That's because it's pre-recorded.
Yeah, that's it. It's not pre-recorded. It's
not.
live.
It's live.
Actually live this time. Hello, welcome back, everybody. I'm just going to let the Huel twins over here have a gulp of their delicious gruel.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
If you
It's
want to, though.
disgusting. I actually kind of like
disgusting.
it.
If you want
I just
to.
wanted to prove it's not a sponsored thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, don't forget, it is Trotimus's birthday. Chris Trott's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris Trott.
he did.
It's
Well,
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
technically, but
Send him some Huel.
have you got your hat films ready for your birthday
They've done
surprise?
horrible things.
They've done horrible things to you.
It's happened.
Oh, it's already happened. Okay,
It
good.
already happened.
Is that why your back hurts?
It did happen that day.
Amazing.
No.
Amazing. But yeah, so you can check that out, and that's it. We're going to jump straight back in.
Hell yeah. Got some cards to play.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bugger about, Mark Humes. Let's get into it.
Okay, wait, we're going to do the fade in, fade out thing.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back to part 2 of High Rollers, Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Just previously, our party are still exploring the town of Ashen Rest. There's a lot to do and see. They have made their way to the Forge, a garrison, where they've picked up a couple of potential bounty notices or little quests that they might be able to go on and secure some funds or meet some new allies. And whilst they were in the area, they've also made their way to the Coil of the Empress, head of the Stonemasons Guild here in the town, but also a place where followers of the Imperial Flame, a religion that worships the Dragon Empress, after her death ascending to godhood. There they've made their way up to the top floor where a mysterious dwarven oracle named Kiva has said that they have been expecting the party and would like to provide them with a reading each. Held in private, each reading is for them and them alone. And Rowan has stepped inside. So I'll describe her again just to kind of bring you back up to it. But yeah, we see a young, beautiful dwarven woman. She wears this ceremonial outfit that includes a veil that hides like her lower face, like jaw and mouth. And it also covers her shoulders and upper arms. She has sun-kissed skin, ash blonde hair that's worn long with occasional braids and decorated with quartz crystal. And when she speaks, Rowan, you pick up that when she's talking to you in this very melodic, magical voice, there is something off about the way the voice reverberates around the room. And you realize that it is not, although it is trying to convey the illusion that she is speaking to you out loud, you are actually hearing her voice in your mind. But she says, "Hello, I am told that you came here to seek me, but I was expecting you. I have had a dream of you coming to see me, you and your allies and your friends."
A dream?
Yes. Dreams are sometimes abstract, but when you and your companions were described to me, I knew that you were the ones that she wanted me to speak to.
Rowan is saying the words, not face value, don't do it at face value, over and over again in his head. But he is taken away by this whole presentation of things.
You see this beautiful table that was once like this 3D image of Kelskaris, but is now sunk down to like a flat stone table. Still has the outline of the, like a flat map, but you know, from this 3D, very Game of Thrones intro kind of thing. She's laid out this deck of cards, and she says, "My readings, they are very much about you as a person. I normally, when people come to me, I ask them what they want to know about. Is it a particular event they have coming that they are worried about? Is it something in their past that they would like to understand better? Is there something about the future that you are concerned about? Is there anything that you want to know of?"
Well, recent events have shifted my goals slightly. Not that that goal has been changed. More so that my current goal is to stay with my friends. And I want to know what comes of that.
She looks at you, and with her hands, she brings out this deck of cards, and she kind of lays it into a spread. She picks it back up and shuffles it. And as she shuffles, she begins to talk to you. Did you know that Kelskaris, it was built by dwarves early on, but it was the Empress herself who designed the first diagram of the city. She said that it came to her in a dream. For a city is the path of an empire. An empire's future can be seen in where its foundations are laid. It can be seen in the streets that are placed where people will go and they will wander. A city tells us much. You speak of goals and journeys. You wish to go from, and she gestures down at the map towards the great gates to Kelskaris. From here, and she gestures to where the Imperial Palace would have once been at its center, to here. And sometimes we believe that life is a straight, single path. Sometimes, and then with her finger, she begins to trace a line, moving through side streets and off, alleyways and things like that. Sometimes we must take a detour. It is always good to know where you wish to go, but the journey itself can be a different matter. Is it the journey that you would like to know, or the destination?
It is always the journey for me.
You are a traveler. You have wandered far. Your feet have stretched across many strides.
She knows everything.
She finishes shuffling. She draws the first card. 3 cards to represent your past, your present, and your future. She holds up the first. The Weaver. Rediscovery, transition, to change, to flow the threads, to make ourselves new. Sometimes to find things about ourselves that we did not know. Something in your past changed you. What was it?
Rowan glances to his forearms and his hands. My wandering, my keenness to discover, to follow the rhythms of the earth and the stones, led me to a place, and that place changed me.
This place, though it changed you, it is a matter of taking what was and reinventing it, rediscovering it. A weaver does not change what thread is, merely its shape and its form. You are who you are, but this encounter has set you on a new path. She draws the next card. The Founder. Foundations and community. These are important to you.
My friends.
Foundations do not need to be stones in the ground. They are the pillars that support us. These are core tenets of who we are, what we stand for, and for you, a sense of community. You have found these things now, but what will they mean to you? Why are these foundations, why is community so important to you?
Pillar friends.
She draws the final card. The Captain, but reversed. Taking command, teamwork. In this position, it indicates a reluctance. You are somebody upon whom the foundations you can stand, that you can hold up. But a sense of responsibility weighs ill on your shoulders. To help your friends, your community, you will need to accept your role as the captain. As she lays these 3 cards before you, Rowan, the Weaver, the Foundation, or the Founder, and the Captain, you have a choice. She lays each one face up, facing towards you. Which of these do you feel drawn towards?
Rowan snatches the foundation.
Founder.
This one's mine.
When you touch it and you pull it towards yourself, you feel energy as a blessing is placed upon you. So I'm going to give you that.
Oh.
When it is needed, this revelation, your friends, your foundation, your community, whether that is the people you travel with now or the people from back home, perhaps even your foundations of who you are, this place that you went that changed you, it will be connected to where you come from. When that time comes, you will find you have the strength to stand. Until you use it, this blessing can be used to grant yourself a temporary increase to your strength score.
Oh.
It will, for the purposes of an encounter or an action, basically, whether that is an attack roll or an ability check or something like that, you can return that card to me and you will temporarily have a strength of 26.
Whoa. 26?
As you are
How long?
the founder for that action. So
that action, I see, yeah.
You know, and we use that as a narrative thing. It doesn't have to be a mechanical action. It might be to hold up a stone doorway, and you will be strong enough until you need to lower that doorway down. That kind of thing. Or a scene, if you want to think about it that way.
Yeah.
You know, it won't be for a whole combat, but it would be for like maybe a whole turn. You would have that strength if you needed it.
You best
as
start
you-
believing,
Stronger than
Gruffith.
Ayla.
As you become the foundation, the founder, the first to lay the stone.
Holy shit, I am so
Rowan
into
is
this.
taken by the words
This is how they get you.
of Lady
mean-
Kiva. So much so that he is sobbing, like he's weeping from the eyes, like hearing all about the foundation and how he will need the strength and the connection to home as well with the place that I found. Thank you. Thank you for this.
It is. I was meant to speak with you today. That is all I know. I dreamt of you.
I was meant to be here. The clever toad said so. It all makes sense now.
There's a kind of look of utter confusion on her face for a brief moment, and then sort of the facade comes back over. And obviously, you know, wearing this veil, you never really see her expression. You can only ever see her eyes. Like, you never see her smile or, like, her mouth. Like, her veil completely blocks, like, her lower part of her face.
If I may,
Speak, please.
can you hear my thoughts?
The eyes kind of glint for a moment. What makes you ask that?
Oh, my apologies. It's just that your voice is within my mind.
And there is this kind of sense of, how did you know? I have spoken to many and none have understood that. They all believe I speak to them naturally.
Oh, it's just something that I can pick up on. I can sense sound and resonance around me and how it's feeling.
And you get a sense, like listening to her voice, that harmonious presence that you felt in this tower. There's an element of that here, but there's almost, it's not harmony, it's clarity. It's crystal clear, like a spring that is so fresh that you can see right through the water. It's kind of got that tone, that clear clarity to it. And she smiles and she says, I believe you to be a man who can keep a secret. She pulls the veil down from her face, and you see that her entire jaw has turned completely to quartz crystal, and her mouth is permanently sealed, as it's been like
Rowan's
paws.
eyes widen. Beautiful. That is glorious.
Very kind of you to say. I am something of an anomaly amongst my kind. This is all in your head now. Like, you see that the lips never move. It's just this complete quartz.
Oh, so it does have like the shape of
has
a
the
mouth.
shape of lips, like these beautiful young lips. And she's way too young for this to be affecting her in this way. Like, you've met dwarves, like the dwarves that you've seen that normally are being taken over in such a way are like ancient, you know, old dwarves. She's young and like still has all of her face. And you even see she probably would like show that most of her neck and upper arms is all crystal quartz as well.
Hence the veil.
Hence the outfit hiding those as well. There are a rare few dwarves who display certain materials as their earth skin. Those who do are born with unusual powers, but we are sometimes seen as anomalies, and many fear us. Some try to abuse these gifts. Mine is the power of thought. I have the power to use a type of magic that many others cannot. Because I am quartz, but in using this gift, it accelerates my eventual death. My lifespan is cut short and I turn as I do now. And it is through this that I found the Empress's voice, listening for her. But yes, I hope that you can keep this a secret between us.
It will remain a secret for eternity, if it must.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
She just nods, and like you see tears like in her eyes, like this, like seeing this visage and calling her beautiful, like definitely touches her in this way. But she pulls the veil back up and hides it and adjusts the ceremonial robes.
It's truly been an honor to meet you, Lady Kiva.
She just nods her head. If you would, send in one of your friends. She is young. She's led by an older figure who guides her. She is full of life and energy, but it is chaotic. It is spread everywhere all at once. It is unfocused.
You
see
mean
red.
Daisy?
That is her name. Please send her in to see me.
I know the one.
Thank you.
I'll get her right away.
Rowan bows as gracefully as he can and then scuttles away.
Sure. You make your way back out the city. As you do, you hear the rumbling of stone as that the city rises back up as this kind of like display piece as you make your way out. And you feel that, still feeling that sense of strength in you lingering. Like I said, you keep that, so keep that by you. All right. So Rowan comes out.
Well, I think sorry, I know you're excited to get into it. I think while Rowan is in the room, I'd like to sort of talk to the others as well.
Sure.
While we're waiting, I suppose. I really am sorry, Gruff.
It's okay.
No, you're right. I shouldn't have spoken for you. You have your honor, your pride, and I just want you to understand, maybe this is a cauldron in me, maybe the dragonborn. First impressions mean a lot to me. To have the correct approach once we enter a building and meet people for the first time. Not that yours was incorrect. The way you see someone for the very first time is the image I wish to linger forever. And that person may go through changes and see different things and become a different person entirely, but the way you see them for the very first time is important to me. So again, I apologize once again for speaking for you. I just want you to understand my position.
I appreciate the apology, and I appreciate you explaining it to me. I assure you that anything that I say is purely a representation of me. And perhaps because I am older in my years, I've come to a point where I don't really care for how other people see me. I know my principles, and I know what I believe in. But I will take what you said on board.
Daisy's just drawing in her book. She's like, nope.
Awkward.
Is this when?
So, yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
I mean,
this
it's
is
a
when
short
Rowan
chat,
comes
right?
back in,
Yeah.
Everything she says is true. It's incredible. I have been given a blessing, and it's phenomenal. She wants you now.
Oh,
She knows all about you.
oh,
In a good way.
oh.
She's very lovely.
You just hear her sort of like, we'll see about that.
I mean, this excitement that you've got, it's like even beyond the point of the clever toad, right?
This was very specific.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, have we seen this
On a
excitement
scale
before?
of the clever toad.
I mean,
How
Rowan
is-
is always kind of peaking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's very easily excitable.
This is 11.
This is probably a little dialed up from Clever Toad.
Sure, yeah.
Not to diminish the Clever Toad.
Oh,
That was phenomenal too. Anyway, yes.
She gestures Daisy to enter.
Sure.
Do you go in?
Yep.
You see the same thing. I'm not going to describe it every time. She lowers the thing and will greet you. Unlike Rowan, it appears like the way that when she speaks to you, it sounds like she's talking to you out loud. Like, you don't ever see her lips moving, but the sound you're hearing almost sounds like it's out loud. Nim does not hear her.
Oh,
And Nim is quiet at first, but after, and I'll get into the conversation in a minute, but after a minute, Nim will speak to you and just be like, I can't hear her. Is she talking to you? Like, she'll say things like that to you. But it becomes very rapidly clear that Nim cannot hear this woman. Okay. And she will say, hello there. Come, please, take a seat. And you see the big map kind of descend down and leave this map of the stone table. She's like, please, you don't need to be afraid. Just come and sit.
okay.
And she lays out these cards. She's like, hello. Now, I know of your nature and appearance, but what is your name?
Daisy.
Hello, Daisy. I'm Kiva. Your friend was very excited to come here. Why are you here?
I don't know, really. Curiosity.
That's a very good answer, actually, curiosity. Do you think you're quite a curious person?
Yeah, probably. Probably too curious.
I'd say too curious is very difficult to be. I think being curious is a good thing. People think of me as a fortune teller, but really what I do is I read your story, in a sense. Or maybe think of me like a cartographer, helping to draw a map of who you are, where you've been, where you might go. She spreads out the cards all on the table. This deck of cards I call the Citadel, and it is inspired by the designs of the Empress when she first built Calskaris. Because a city can tell you much about an empire, and about the one who built it. And this deck can tell me much about you. But what I need to know is there anything you want to know about? Is there a particular thing that you are nervous about, or an event upcoming? Or perhaps you would like to know more about your past, or simply where you're going.
I want to know if I'm going to get in any trouble.
That's a very good thing, very wise thing to ask about. Being safe, being secure, being happy. Very important things in life. I'll draw 3 cards. Interesting. She reveals was the adventurer. Responsibility and expectations. This might represent your future or your present. I don't think it sounds much like your past. Or perhaps this might be about someone close to you, not you yourself. Somebody who has lived a long life of responsibility. Somebody who had great expectations. And now those are passed on to you. Did you know... Do you have parents?
No, they passed away.
When you were young?
When I was 3.
Then this would be somebody who has been like a parent to you, perhaps. Does this sound familiar?
Yes.
Let's choose the next one. The painter. Productivity and creation. This is something important to you, I think. It is not just the art of creating. It is not just the art of making something, but about leaving legacy, leaving something of yourself behind, something that is yours and yours alone. Keeping a record of your journeys or a statue of a likeness that is important to you. But this is somehow connected to who you are as well. If the adventurer is who leads you, the painter is who you are without that influence, without that leadership. She draws the last card. The reversed pilgrim. Normally the pilgrim represents opportunities and growth, but in its reversed position, it can be a person whom is a threat, a danger to your growth, somebody who blocks the way, who is an obstacle. Pilgrims are often people of a faith, an often misguided one. If you wish to know if you are in danger, the reversed pilgrim represents such an individual who is pursuing you, who is a threat to your growth, who is a threat to your opportunities. She will lay these 3 down. Which to these 3 is your hand drawn?
Adventure.
Like Rowan, you too feel sort of magic overcome you. As it does, actually, can I just pass me that back 1 second? Yeah, with this card, Daisy doesn't know this. Same that Rowan, you don't know exactly what that card does, but for Daisy, what this card does, and I'll write these out properly. I might tweak them slightly later on. The adventurer, when you are in a situation where responsibility is heavy on Daisy, you can return that card to me to automatically succeed at an ability check. So you can basically guarantee yourself, or if it's an attack roll, a guaranteed critical hit. But it can only be used in a situation where Daisy is responsible for something, when you are taking a responsibility on yourself, right? So it has to be at a moment where you take charge and you take responsibility for something. But when you do, you can give that back and basically guarantee that you will succeed.
Ooh.
She will smile and say, I would be wary. I think this pilgrim is close. The pilgrim is not always just one. It can be many.
What can I do to anticipate them?
You are a painter. Be creative. Think outside of what others may. But remember, you carry a responsibility too. That responsibility is yours as much as it was the person who first bore it. I do not often reveal the destinies of those others who come. But you should speak to your friend, Rowan. Think of him as a foundation.
Thank you.
And there is safety in foundations.
Oh, well, that's a lot to think about.
Well, you are always welcome to come back if need be. I'm happy to provide insights where I can. May I ask you, Daisy, could you please send in... I see a Knight of the Sea.
Yeah, Gruff.
I do not know their name, but I know them as a... I saw a fisherman bearing a shield and sword. Then please send them to me.
Okay. I'll come out and I won't be as probably as excited as I'll just kind of be like,
How'd you know you were the foundation, bro? Oh wait, she gave that to you.
Gruff. She wants to see you. Well, she wants to see the fisherman, the Knight of the Sea.
I'm not a knight.
Maybe you will be. Maybe she saw it.
As Gruff begins making his way in, you hear Nim kind of like, what just happened? I couldn't hear a word. Like, you were talking, but I couldn't hear her.
I just have to write some things down, but I'll speak to you in a minute, and then I will write stuff down, but basically just be communicating everything that just happened to Nim.
Sure. Nim is quiet for a while. Like, doesn't really comment on the things that the Oracle said, but is disturbed by the fact that, like, she's like, how did I not hear her? Normally I can hear when people speak to you. Did she cast a spell, or did you see her use magic? Like, she's trying to rack, like, you can hear Nim racking their brains trying to figure out how that happened. But you begin retailing the tale to her, and she says, like, I think that this... And Nim takes a very matter-of-a-fact approach to everything. This pilgrim has to be the Sister Inquisitor. We need to be very careful. There's very much a, like, right, make a plan, do this kind of thing. We need to find out what spell she cast on you. Whatever that magic is, we need to figure out what that was. Like, it's very pragmatic.
I think while Daisy is in there as well, I would be like probing Rowan, I suppose. Like, so what is it that she knew about you?
Rowan spills everything, apart from Lady Kiva's secret.
Okay.
Keeps that very much stum. But yeah, explains the entire process in
So she
excited
knew-
child fashion.
Exactly what you look like, that you would arrive here today.
Yes.
As a group of people, or just you?
Yes.
Yes.
And that you're my pillars, and you should never leave me, and you should all stay together forever.
But she didn't know your name.
No. She knew my energy, my aura, my...
What about what you saw in Burnell? Did she know of what we've been up to?
She knew before that.
I see. Okay.
While you're having that conversation...
Yeah.
I was going to say, because I want to...
Well, no, it would just be general, like, I want to know... Oh, yeah.
And Rowan would repeat as much as what you heard
Yeah.
to the best of his abilities.
Fair enough. Cool, yeah.
All right. Gruff, you enter, see the same kind of sights of everything. Kiva will just say, please, come in and sit.
Yeah, I just give her a kind of a firm nod, and I sit where she points.
She will say, when I saw these visitors come to me in this dream, all had a warmth to them. But yours was cold. Not simply an icy breeze. There was a coldness to this figure that I saw. I tried to understand if it was a loneliness or if it was a lack of something. But my attendant tells me that you are skeptical.
I suppose that's the word. I was brought up in the Church of the Scions ever since I was a wee cub.
Oh, as was I. I still firmly believe in the wonders of the Scions and the Saints. I have heard a new voice when I thought of the Empress, and I sought her guidance and wisdom, and I felt myself drawn to the city. She gestures to this map of Kelskaris. I began to feel her presence. Much like the priests and the priestesses of Meleir and Pyrrhus would speak of their connection. Why? How? I don't know. I know that the Empress didn't just build this empire to conquer a land or to defend her children. There was a purpose to it. Perhaps that purpose is greater than we can know. Much like a city. She gestures the map and then she spreads the cards out. Where we go matters. Our destination, our direction, as much as the path and where we come from. Is there anything that you are concerned of? Is there anything you wish to know about yourself or your future, or destiny? Perhaps a threat to you or an opportunity? What if you could glimpse something of yourself? What would you like it to be?
If I could be honest for a moment,
Please?
you probably already know I come from Iceheart.
By your appearance, I can make that assumption.
And you already know I'm a fisherman. All my life, in my little village, I work on the rough, cold waters. I live in the ice. And there's an honesty in that. You can't reason with nature. You can't glimpse a future. You can't beg for things to go a certain way. The best you can do is survive, prepare the best, build a community. To ask the ice for a glimpse of the future. It's not something I'm used to.
No.
When I left, I knew what I wanted to do.
Let me ask you something. You say you're a fisherman. Can you not look to the sky in the morning and tell me if it is going to rain that day? Or if the sea will be good or bad?
I've learned that, aye. But it also has its own mysteries that I still have yet to solve. And the seas can turn.
They can. And you cannot control them.
Exactly.
But we can glimpse sometimes more than what is and what is now. We can look ahead, look to the horizon. We know that the sun will rise and the sun will set. And we can look up to the sky and say whether it will rain. And there is magic in the world that can tell us if the weather will turn or if it will not.
I suppose what I'm trying to say is, my goal is to come a knight. It's been a dream since I was a little boy. Whether I succeed or fail, I don't know that it's for the gods to tell me.
Then perhaps I will draw these cards and we will determine whether that is a message from the Empress or perhaps it is simply a card being flipped over.
I want you to know I'm here to listen. I'm not so old that
Of course.
my heart is completely closed. But it is difficult when you've been in the church all your life.
She draws a card. She flips it and reveals it. Vengeance. This card represents overcoming slights and making choices. Choices not always to seek vengeance, but choices that change us. Perhaps a man who has been a fisherman all of his life makes a choice to leave home and follow his dreams. The warrior. This card can sometimes represent perfectionism and training oneself beyond its limits, but it also represents growth, encouraging of a new spirit. The reversed miser, stubborn inflexibility. This represents a threat to your future. If one cannot change one's ways, how can one follow a new path? Tell me, which of these three is your hand drawn to?
Gruff reaches out, and initially his claw hovers over the warrior. But then something in his mind clicks and shifts, and he takes the miser.
Okay. Pass that over. As it does, you feel that magical essence touch you. Gruff. With this card, when you have to make a choice that you don't want to make, or a saving throw that forces you to act against your wishes, you can hand that card back to me and tell me what you want to happen instead. Whether that be a success or whether that be to change the circumstances, but you can effectively use your stubbornness to overcome somebody trying to impose their will on you.
Very cool.
I'll write these up in a more sort of structured way. Yeah.
But that's just the reversed miser effect as well. Like,
Yeah, well, does that have any...
This is the power that you have. How you use it, that's down to you.
Great cards.
how wise.
But she will look at you
That's it.
and just and doesn't comment on which cards you pick or anything like that. Just says, well, people think of me as an oracle, as a fortune teller, but I've never claimed to be able to see anyone's future. I think of myself as a cartographer, as a guide through a city, whether that be Ashen Rest, whether that be Kelskaris. But the Citadel represents more than that. It is a journey in our lives. There are many people and places that we encounter, and I simply see myself as a guide to that. I feel I know your story, but whether you agree or not is yours to make. It's your choice. But this blessing is yours. This gift. I believe that inflexibility and stubbornness will be a threat to you. It's yours to decide if that is true.
You sound like my wife. But I appreciate that because I'm a long way home and it's a long time since I've seen her.
Perhaps the advice from back home is worth something now.
It is always welcome. Thank you for giving me some of your time today.
You're most welcome. I am led to understand that there was a woman in red, clad in so much red. She's not with you today.
Not today.
I would like to speak to her. at some point. But for now, there is one other. A dragon. And his shadow is split in 3. And there is something burning at the heart of him. I want to speak to him. For podcast listeners, Tom just bashed his head on the table.
Oh.
You asked earlier if there was someone I was concerned about.
Yes.
That one I am.
That bitch. Get him.
His future is not mine to reveal to you.
I'm not asking, but I'm just saying, good luck.
Get out.
Gruff exits.
I think, again, apologies. If someone else wants to have a chat while the Gruff is in there as well, I always want to have a talk with Daisy as well.
Sure, if you want.
What were you going to do?
So at the start, she's probably still talking in her head to Nim and doing some little scribbles. But after that, she will talk to you.
Oh,
Hi.
you done? What did you draw?
The card I was writing. What I was told.
I've just drawn your 3 cards.
I'm fucked, aren't I?
I'm not saying anything.
Yes, you are.
Very good. As the others. I've seen all your other drawings as well. What?
Oh, thanks.
Well, I just...
No, that's nice of you. One of the cards actually was the painter that she drew.
I can see why. Oh, very appropriate, actually. Were yours all very fitting as well, Rowan?
Why wouldn't they be?
I see. You're sold on this.
She's the oracle.
Right.
It was very accurate.
She knows.
She knows lots. So does that worry you?
Worry me? No. Not at all.
Because you're such an open book?
As are you.
More open than you.
I'll say about that. I just wanted to let you know
Okay.
that I feel like you trust me. On the road, when you let both me and Gruff into your mind and we spoke there. By the way, that's a thing that happened, Rowan, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll explain at some point.
I feel like you trust me, and I want to let you know that we are maybe more alike than you might realize. You had skepticism about fortunes being told. I do as well. And you have something that you wish to one day reveal to us all that you might be scared of, or you have abilities you don't understand. I wish to assist you in that.
Okay.
Help you learn these abilities, understand what it is that you have.
Okay. Well, I don't fully understand them just yet.
Maybe with
So-
my assistance, we can teach each other.
Okay. If you want. I haven't seen too much of your abilities yet, but you seem quite powerful.
Big fire. You saw that one?
Oh, okay.
Good. I think that's probably the point where Gruff emerges.
You're up, boyo.
Oh.
Rowan would, seeing this going on, would be weeping. And would be coming slowly in for a big group hug.
This is lovely. My pillars.
Oh, big hugs coming.
Pillars.
Oh,
Oh, my time is. I have to go.
Boyo, you're up.
Gruff, can you just be a stand-in for me real
Rowan,
quick?
Rowan.
Big hug happening.
Oh, okay.
There is a big hug, but also Rowan, you're a good foundation for me.
I am.
Yeah. So I think we were meant to be friends.
I know. That's great. That's wonderful.
It is. It's really nice.
We're all meant to be friends.
I think-
Every single one of us.
I'd love to stay for the chat, but I think I have to go.
Very well.
You enter Xanthias. Doors shut behind you, leaving you in this very dark, quiet room. And there is a moment as you step in, these dark sheets with the silvery landscape of Kelskaris.
I would be looking at that quite interested.
There's a sense of familiarity, that darkness all around you in this space. Remember that dream, that first night in Burnell? A small space with darkness all around you. A pillar at the center, you look and see this table with this stone surface, almost like that pedestal. And then you see this woman, this dwarf, this young, beautiful dwarven woman in the veil and the outfit. And she is looking at you quite intently, staring at you with these beautiful blue eyes.
I think I think for her, she might see me almost like phase out, I guess, for a moment. But if I snap back, I'm kind of looking at that landscape of Kelskaris again. And I would literally say, it's Kelskaris, an interesting landscape. Why not Ashen's Rest?
Ashen's Rest was built by the Duke and many others, but Kelskaris was the diagram for all of it. It's where it all begins. And she gestures at the map in front of her on the stone pedestal. Cities are an interesting thing. Life is not normally meant to be lived amongst so much stone. Yet, she gestures at the streets. It reveals so much about where people live, their habits, who they are, where buildings are placed, what services can be provided, who rises to the top, who falls to the bottom. A city, I find it a fascinating thing. The Empress, she sculpted this one. She designed it. Just like she designed this empire, built it, just like this empire. And that is what this deck represents. This is how I guide people. I told your friend, the fisherman, I'm not an oracle. I don't see myself as a fortune teller. I see myself as a guide. I ask all those who come to me, what do you want to know? Where are you trying to go? What are you afraid of?
Can I first ask you a question about yourself?
Of course.
You dreamed of us arriving at this tower, asking for fortunes to be told.
I dreamed of you. I did not dream that you came here to ask for fortunes, but I dreamed of you. And when you were described to me, I knew you were the ones in my dream.
But what else do you know of us, our history, our past, our stories?
That is for the cards to tell. Would you like to know what I dreamed of about you?
Please.
I saw a dragon with 3 shadows. Gold in color. Something burned at the heart of him.
What do I like to know? About myself, about my journey, about my future? How long do I have?
A question that all of us must ask at some point. The pathless. Difficult decisions, a lack of direction. Reversed. This indicates heavy burden. Something that eats at you and causes you to run in panic, to make terrible decisions out of fear or hate or some awful thing that has driven you. It eats away at that time. The cartographer, a crossroads, an exploration not just of space or where you are, but who you are. Question of who will you become? The runaway. Secrets and running from one's problems. These tell me tale. They show me a path through the city of someone scared, making decisions that they do not fully comprehend the consequences of. Someone who is yet to truly find out who they are, what they stand for, who they might become, where they come from. But they stand at a crossroads of that decision. Now, in this moment. And the runaway indicates that if they continue to hide, to keep secrets, to flee from the problem, they will be lost. You ask, how much time do you have? Continue down this path. And the answer is not long. She lays all 3 cards out. To which is your hand drawn? Dragon.
Just thinking about all 3, to be honest. But I don't think I take any of the cards.
That is a choice.
This meeting alone, I think, may have answered many questions for me alone, as is.
As you refuse any of the cards, Xanthias doesn't feel this, doesn't see this, because it does not happen on the material plane. But beyond Altheya, beyond the planar realms, in that miasma that creates the crucible of fate, something shifts.
Oh, shit.
You, Xanthias, by refusing a card of fate, have gained the ability to alter its outcome.
Oh.
At some point, and I will give you a card or a token or something to represent this, because the others have got a reminder, you will be able to reset the crucible.
Oh, that's big.
Because you have basically chosen to make your own fate in a moment.
Good luck having all those. When are you going to use the coin question?
Well,
But you will be
I think
able,
everyone has now got that question, right?
you will be able at some point to reset the crucible, which I know we haven't rolled today. We didn't really need to today.
Sure.
You will be able to reset it, which means that it would be a complete reset. Like we would re-roll completely all of the dice.
I thank you for the options, though. I have been living by the goals and dreams of others for too long, I fear. And I don't wish to succumb to yet another.
You are at a crossroads. If you recognize that, then you know that I cannot guide you. It is your choice to make which path you follow now. If I may offer one piece of advice, as somebody who has grown up in cities, got lost amongst their streets and amongst their stones, before you make that decision at this crossroads, get the lay of the land. Know what lies in the directions before you choose.
I will. Thank you for meeting with us all. Were the others so foreboding?
Is not for me to say. Surely your companions, if you were to ask them, they would tell you. Runaways can't keep their secrets forever.
That'll be when I leave.
Xanthius exits the chamber.
I wasn't.
Rowan stands up to attention.
Hello?
What happened? What did she say?
Um,
You don't have to say, but please do.
Well, she offered 3 cards,
Yes.
as we know. As I guess happened to everybody, yes?
Yeah.
And I refused a card.
Why?
But what she said, was it accurate?
Eerily so, yes.
See?
I won't lie. There was some accuracy to it, yes. But I don't know, maybe I made the wrong choice. I don't want to be beholden to the fate of whatever it is this person can see is my choice. Does that make sense? Not that I discredit. Did you all pick a card?
Yeah.
Yes.
And?
I don't know.
I
If you don't
picked
wish
the
to-
founder.
The founder.
Yes.
And what was the story behind that card?
Well, it's the present for me, and the founder is the foundation with which my pillar friends live.
Your pillar
And I
friends.
need my pillar friends to keep me strong and
Now, is that the rocks or is that us?
That's you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
I chose the adventure.
And forgive me, I'm not a seer.
It was very applicable to me and the thing that you heard, right?
Right. I see. I understand. Yes. Somewhat on the same page, not nearly close.
Okay. Well, it's fine. It'll happen. It's all good.
Gruff?
I picked the card that reminded me most of my wife.
You're married. What's her name? I bet she's beautiful.
She is, I.
What color's her fur?
It's, well, she's a bit more.
Sorry, is that too forward? Just want to know everything about you all of a sudden.
Her name is Ceridwen.
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 Ceridwen. That's a lovely name.
And she's a lovely person.
I'm sure she is. She's got good taste as well.
Oh, thank you, Rowan.
You're welcome. You're married, that's so adorable.
Does she reside in Iceheart still?
In Tremoro, yes.
In Tremoro, yes. I would love to go and
We should go.
we should go one day, perhaps.
It's quite far north and very cold.
Would you like to spell
I'm very
that
warm.
name from my diary?
That's such a good excuse we have to explain anything. Daisy can just be like, spell that for
got
my
you.
diary.
I got you, Wiki team.
It's a very famous name, if you're Welsh.
I'm not. No.
Nightjar's on it.
Ceridwen.
Ceridwen.
Apologies to the Welsh people, the people of Welsh, if I have not pronounced it correctly.
Who's Welshies?
You're forgiven because it's not Welsh, it's Iceheart.
Yeah, it's Tremoran.
It's Tremoran.
Inspired by. That's wonderful. And I hope she's well and that you're doing everything
I hope so too.
good.
She encouraged me to leave.
I didn't want to ask.
It's funny, actually. She's Tremoro's storyteller. So you would say maybe the heart of the village. Stories to us are very important, especially in the evening when the cold's coming in and it's too dark to see out. We gather and we tell stories.
I would love to hear those stories someday.
I have a few. But yes, my card reminded me of her.
What is it? Can I? What's the name of it?
It reminded me of, perhaps to say of her is a disservice. It reminds me of something she says to me often.
What is it? You're going to say it, right?
She calls me a miser.
Oh. What does that mean?
That I'm stubborn.
No.
No.
I would never.
Never.
Oh, that's... Oh, she plays tricks on you, all right? No, not stubborn.
It's okay, Rowan. I know she's right.
Well,
I am a stubborn old man.
not so much. You're hanging out with us.
You're traveling the world.
You listened to Kiva, the Oracle. That's not very stubborn.
You've set out on a brand new path. So maybe not quite so stubborn. I don't want to speak for you.
Listen.
Don't shout at me again.
Didn't shout at you earlier.
Spoke sternly.
You'll know when Gruff shouts.
You gave me a look. Didn't like the
A dad look.
Yeah, I want to see that again.
It wasn't angry, just disappointed.
It was awful.
That kind of thing.
You cut me deep,
Good.
right to my rotten core.
So, with you guys having this conversation, you will probably have to leave this like chamber. Like the attendant probably comes.
We're
up.
being ushered out.
You're kind of being ushered out a little bit. It's maybe been sort of for the whole thing, maybe about an hour for like all four of you to have these readings. So you're still very early in the morning. You guys make your way back down into Ashen's Rest.
What we might do, or at least what Rowan might suggest, is telling Ophelia that she's most required under Lady Kiva's presence
Yeah.
for a reading, and that she should head there post haste if she's not going to come with us and do menial tasks.
Separate to us, and then we catch up with her afterwards.
Yeah, if she wants to. She's got the option there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll tell her what we're doing next, I guess.
Which is, we could investigate the bounty board, the Lamplighters,
That. Yeah.
Yes.
Alicia Teffio at the Lamplighters Guild, Bright Eyes.
One of the guilds,
Right
and
eye.
that's a good start. Right.
Yes.
You guys know where the Pharos is. I think you've passed it, so it's on your map. It's 0.5.
5, yeah. So it's not too far away.
And maybe,
that's all.
depending if Ophelia goes to Lady Kiva or not, maybe when we're done with the guild, we can get some outfits for me and Griffith
Brilliant, yeah.
for the Duke tomorrow.
I hope that everyone
Might help.
forgotten.
It might help.
Yes.
Only for one day.
I just need to pray for strength.
Good first impressions.
I'm hearing it, I'm listening to it. I'm praying for strength.
Do you want to say you're having that conversation as you make your way to the Pharos?
I know.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
so
we would let Ophelia know what
I
we're
put my head
doing.
through the door.
Your
fuse.
enough to do.
Your future, this way.
Yeah, you guys make your way, and I believe I've described the Pharos as well before, but I'll give you another kind of quick reading of it. This is the headquarters of the prominent Lamplighters Guild. It's an impressive and tall tower with a large magical crystal at its peak, which glows all day and night. It is not as fancy in its stonework as the Coil of the Empress that you just came from, but you see that there are metal components, lattice works of metal. You even see elements of artifice, so not like clockwork and things like that, but like magical enchantments. So you see like elements of the Tower of the Pharos actually hover and like rotate and things like that. And it provides almost like this, like a lighthouse, but almost like for just a city light, like a big sort of city light almost. And you can see that there are these large kind of arcane crystals and things attached to it. And you can see people coming and going, and you can see people wearing those the robes of the Lamplighters Guild that I described to you last time, bringing the staffs back. You know, they would have gone out and done that. Sorry, they haven't gone out to do that yet, but you can see that like they've got them stationed around and things like that. Very much like the Coil of the Empress, it is a busy affair with people coming and going. You can see that this also, the Pharos has its own private guards. There are actually like hired guards, mercenaries, not wearing any sort of uniform, but very clearly working kind of like security, basically.
These are the same ones we saw wandering around at the midnight.
Exactly that. But you are, the lower level is open to the public, and it is very similar to the Call of Empress in that there's not quite a museum. This is more like an exhibition of like technology, kind of like magical artifice, basically. It's like showing off like wonderful machines of like, this is the creation of like, there's like a clockwork device or like a kind of like little magical puppet show, illusory projected screen kind of thing. That it's got like silent images, like a silent piece of theater on it, and it's being magically projected. And people are coming in to like look at it, and you can see that, there are visitors to the town who have come in here. There is also what appears to be a small group of school children who are all wearing a uniform, like a single uniform, which is of the same colours as the Duke's colours. Their uniform is like an orange kind of academy uniform.
So cute.
Yeah, very kind of like British school kind of uniform kind of thing, like little blazer jackets and stuff like that. And they have a teacher who is a wild heart, more humanoid cat person, basically. Cat lady with like little ears and tail, looking like the Mikote from Final Fantasy XIV. And she's just like, and she's like showing them this projector, and the kids are just completely engrossed in it.
Is there an area that's like visions of tomorrow's Altheya today?
That's exactly the kind of thing I'm going for. That kind of rapture is kind of like, that kind of thing. Like,
Soon we'll be traveling around on wheeled vehicles.
Look, the Lamplighters Guild wonders. And it's that kind of thing. They probably have like a clockwork like person who's like, but it's very crude and rudimentary. We're talking like really early clockwork and sort of magical enchantments more than it is like technology. But there is a desk at the front as well. You can see that there is a young human man just wearing a very fine vest. He's got like spectacles on, and he just looks up at you and is like, "Oh, hello, welcome everyone to the Pharos. Welcome to the Lamplighters Guild headquarters. Can I assist you with anything today?"
Greetings and good morning.
Good morning.
We managed to pick up a little note from the bounty board. We are looking for an Alicia Tefio.
Yes, if you are here about that matter, I will send for Bright Eye Tefio immediately. He does sort of like is looking over you guys like, you guys don't look like mercenaries, but he's like, yep, of course. And he actually goes over and picks up a stone. It looks like it's kind of hanging on like a brass, like clawed like device. And he picks up the stone, which has got runes engraved into it all, and he holds it up and he's like, this is the front desk for Bright Eye Tefio. Yes, I have some people responding to the bounty board posting. Yes, absolutely. I'll send them up right away, Mom. Yes, thank you very much. And he puts it back. It's like a little telegram kind of, it's a sending stone. He puts it back on, but it seems that the pedestal that it's on recharges the sending stone, so he can use it again. And he says, like,
wireless charge?
If you just head up, the guards will send you up to speak with Bright Eye Tefio. She's one of our senior members of the guild here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, of course. You guys make your way up. The guards let you in. You're given the all clear to go up to the second floor, which appeared to be kind of, imagine like a large tower that is all interior walled off and has been turned into lots of different offices within. And you are led by a guard to a very ornate looking door, which just has Alicia Tefio Bright Eyes. And you are let in. And you see a very bookish-looking woman. She is a tiefling. She has like long, black, wavy hair. Looks a little bit like Evie from The Mummy, but also got like the round spectacles. Is wearing like a little bodice, and she's just like, "Oh, hello. Yes, please come in. You are responding to the posting on the Forges board."
We are indeed. We understand you are looking for skilled warriors and mages.
Yes, I was going to say, are you more magical in training? Just my apologies, you don't look like how the usual mercenaries that we get through here. Do you have some experience in that sort of thing, that sort of work? Really, my dear?
We fought six gnolls.
Yes.
On the way to town.
So we are versed in combat, if that is what you require. If it's let's say a simple repair job, we helped in the baths as well.
Oh, wonderful. Well, it is sort of both, but we would not be expecting you to handle the repairs. And she sort of like shuffles her papers, and she's a bit sort of flustered, and she's like, "Oh, yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, we're looking for people. We have our own private security here at the Lamplighters Guild, but we're quite stretched thin, unfortunately. And we've been having some difficulties. There are a couple of our lampposts which are down in a rather rough part of Ashen Rest, and we've sent some of our engineers in to try and repair them, and there is a local element, shall we say, that have been obstructive to our repair work. So what we're looking for is some people to act as bodyguards for our engineer to repair a number of our lights in that area. It would be a sort of evening job. Sort of escorting them around. Well, as soon as possible, really. Ideally, I mean, basically, there'd be a small fee the quicker the job is completed. We'll need to make the arrangements with the engineer to have them meet you and go out. It will be once the sun has set. We need the darkness so that the engineer can make the right repairs.
Okay, we are quite new to the town. Whereabouts is this?
Well, it's in Riverside. It's sort of in a. It's close to the river.
Close to the Clever Toad?
A few streets away, sort of the southern end of Riverside.
I see.
It's a. Let's just say that not all of the other guilds in Ashen Rest are. They are unhappy at how successful the Lamplighters Guild is, and there may be a belief that is held by certain members of the Lamplighters Guild that this might be the work of other guild members who are trying to besmirch our good name.
I see. What do you think?
It'd be very well paid. We would be glad to pay for the completion of the job. Each lamp that is successfully repaired, we will pay 200 gold for.
And how many lamps are in need of repair?
Well, there are currently 3 that are needed in repair, but if, for whatever reason, if you're not, for example, able to repair all of them, if you are forced to flee, for example, if you are overwhelmed by these ruffians, then we would pay for however many you are able to.
If these ruffians are hired by other guilds, I'm guessing you'd perhaps want non-fatal consequences.
Yes, of course. Now, obviously, you would be well within your rights to defend yourselves. If they attack you with murderous intent, you would be more than welcome to defend yourselves in such a manner as well. But of course, you know, we have implored the Duke and the High Marshal to deal with the matter, but they claim that this is guild business, and between you and me, I think the Duke doesn't want to be shown giving any sort of favour to one guild over the other. So yes, this is a bit of roughhousing, you know, just enough to see them off, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yes, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Hello, Rowan, the resident wanderer. Pleasure to meet you.
Hello.
With regards to payment,
Yes?
we also have another matter. Tomorrow is the public hearing with the Duke.
With the Duke, yes.
I'm not sure if it's in your position or not, but a lot of guilds, we've been told, like to queue.
The guild likes to ensure that its business is properly addressed, yes.
We obviously have a matter that we wish the Duke to hear.
Ah.
So if there were a slot that the guild could provide.
I would need to talk to my superior about that, but the Lamplighters Guild, we look after our friends. And mercenaries who were able to assist us with this matter would be friends. And I'm sure that we can help each other out.
That sounds delightful.
Do the Lamplighters Guild intend to speak with the Duke tomorrow?
I couldn't possibly say. It's not really my division within the guild, but there is always something that the guild would love to discuss with the most noble Draconic Majesty, Duke Ignarius.
Well, if there is a space in the queue, we'd happily take the space just behind the Lamplighters Guild.
I'm sure that an arrangement could be made, provided that you were able to provide adequate services to us.
Well, I think we...
As long as, shall we say, the majority of the lamps were repaired successfully,
I see.
shall we say.
Gotta get 2 guys.
That's 2, yeah.
2 lamps. 2. Minimum.
2.
You're right, it is, yes. Well, I believe this is something we could attend to this evening.
That would be most appreciated by the guild and I. Yes, I can arrange to have our engineer meet you. Did you say the Clever Toad? Is that where you're staying?
Yes, well, 4 of us. There is normally 5.
Even better. 5 is an advantage in numbers. Well, I can have our engineer come and meet you at the Clever Toad just before sunset.
Yes, that sounds...
Perfect.
Wonderful. Well, wonderful. Shall I draft just a rudimentary contract for us? Just a written agreement of services rendered and payment and such. And do you have a company name or a name for your mercenary activities?
Is that normal? Is that standard?
It is normally, yes. If we work with a group of if we work with an individual, it is normally on an individual basis. But it seems that you have formed a sort of party, a group, a team. Yes. Normally, it is we function. We would contract you under a group, an organisation that includes you.
Well, we'd have to.
It took us years to get names before Mark. Years!
Yeah, well.
This is just episode
what?
10. It's never going to happen.
The team has had a bit of a switch up recently, and we are between names right now. Is this something that I can get back to you?
Yes, we can handle that in post. I will draft a sort of. We'll leave the name section blank, and I'll draft a contract.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Should we
Wonderful,
give at least Gruffith's name so that it's at least attached to us and not a blank name?
Don't worry, I'll have that covered.
Okay.
I will
Making sure
remember.
someone else can't come in and claim.
No, I will remember you. Like I said, the guild looks after our friends.
Calm down, Rowan. You're nervous.
That's my boy. Attention to detail.
Yes.
Good boy.
Thank you.
Well, yes, marvellous. Well, yes, I can arrange to have, hopefully you're successful and payment will be provided promptly. Yes, I will have the engineer come and meet you.
Any idea what guilds could be the ones interfering?
Oh, it would be very inappropriate of me to implicate any of the fine guilds here in Ashen Rest.
Just what witnesses might have said.
Well, there is some ugly talk. Obviously, this is not my own
No, of
opinion.
course not. Someone else.
You know, the Carpenters Guild have not been as successful recently, and they have been saying rather ill things about us. But the blacksmiths have also, since being pushed out to Greyforge, they seem to believe that many senior members of the Lamplighters Guilds were the ones who convinced Duke Ignarius to push their businesses outside of the city walls, which is not true at all. It was a vote in unison by many prominent members of the city. There's a bit of bad blood.
Allegedly.
Of course, this is all rumour and hearsay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, I will have the engineer come and meet you then. Wonderful. Pleasure to do business with you.
Thank you very much.
Likewise.
Would you like a candy? And she slides a small
Yes.
Well, if you're offering.
Yeah, there's like little hard wrapped candies. Sugar papered candies that you can take.
Grab.
Yeah, but what are they called?
They are called Ember Swirls. And they're like little orange and white peppermint candies.
Very good.
Very nice.
Very good. Well done.
Write that down.
Didn't prepare for every eventuality. I'll catch you out sometimes.
Someday. But with that, with you guys having basically got on a little quest.
Hey, we got a little first mercenary contract.
That is where we are going to end today's session.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
Wonderful.
We need a
love
team
tarot
name.
stuff. We need a team name.
Yeah, we do.
Have a think about it.
Clever Toads.
Griffith
No.
and the Misers.
Oh, God, no.
Please don't call yourself the Clever Toads.
We have
well-
such a good mascot.
Gruff and the
got-
Sunshine Squad.
You got some,
Griffith and the Misers.
you could always do something to do with the citadels or something, something that I'm sure you can think of a cool idea.
The
Like,
pillars.
The Pillars.
Grumpy bastard.
The Grumpy Bastards.
Pillars of Premonition.
And the secret.
Premonition.
The deadly premonition. Anyway, with that, thank you very much, everybody. That is the end of the episode. We will see you next time here on High Rollers. Take care. Tatty bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thought a very British ending to it.
Bye.
A tatty bye. That could become our
then.
signature goodbye. Tatty bye.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Separate us even further.
And a good evening to you all. Hey.
Our tome, by the way, is called the Pillars of Creation. Just so you were.
Well,
aware.
you guys can have a think about it. You're not in any rush, but I think if you're going to operate as mercenaries here in Altheya, it's good to have a sort of band name.
I was just seeing what the
Working
suggestions
title.
were as well. The Blasphemers? No?
The Heretics.
Heretics.
That
Yeah.
I should be a Y.
Oh.
But I guess Daisy wouldn't know that. You can make it a Y.
Lady Kiva.
Kiva.
So K.
Well, I spelled that wrong. I spelled it with an E.
KYVA. I did that on purpose just to be annoying.
Yeah.
It was Keeva.
I knew everybody would spell it with an I, and I went, nah, it's a Y.
Yeah, I went
What is it?
IE.
It's KY.
KYVA.
There you go.
Kiva.
You should
I
have asked
spelled
for
it
your
with an
diary.
E, and I'm not changing it.
Fix.
Do we want?
That is a
Do we
full
want-
fix. Should we have an update on your little doodles today? While I look up the...
While you look up stuff, I do want to give another big shout out to Fez Ink, right?
These
really
cards
nice.
are gorgeous.
I want to look
They
up
are really
because Fez does have their store name is got a certain name.
Not
Ross
sponsored,
Dottier.
but
Yes,
that.
but it's
Yeah.
the website has a. I gotta look it
They're
up.
really nice.
So could this be used as an actual like tarot deck?
It is an Oracle deck.
Oracle deck.
Yes.
Its own thing.
I will tweet it. If you go on my Twitter, I will tweet out to Crown and Crow is their TTRPG publishing wing.
Crown and
so
Crow.
Crown and Crow and Crown Publishing. They've done a bunch of stuff like a book of herbarium, like herbs and potions and stuff like that. Very, very cool. Fez does amazing stuff. Highly recommend.
She also did the artwork for Starling House by Alex Harrow recently. It's a big thing.
There you
One
go.
of my favourite authors.
There you go.
Very
Speaking
cool.
of things we're fans of, I wanted to shout out the unofficial, I should add, the High Rollers Happenings website, which has a clever toad machine that you can use.
Yep.
highrollershappenings.uk/clever_toad.
think
And
there's
you can
3
use.
now.
There's 3.
There's
Well, there
There's a
are.
whole load.
Clever
but-
toads out there, all competing.
All competing to be the best clever toad. But that's just a very, very cool website that we all
Love it. Thank you.
love a lot.
It's very cool.
Yes. Sorry, I was hoping that my donations would be up by now. They are not. Give
That's
me
right.
yet more time.
Crow and Crown. Go check out the High Rollers Discord.
Crow and
It's John's birthday tomorrow.
I can do them from the
birthday.
Steam thing if you want me to do that.
my birthday.
The
Do
secret
you want me to start reading
misers.
some stuff out, Tom?
Do the YouTube ones if you've got those.
I think you guys.
I'm going to start with bits. Thank you to Jenner2000 for 100 bits. Thank you to Scalemate27 for 200 bits with the message, happy early birthday. Thank you to Crizzy, Leslie, and MK13 Wolfie, who has a bunch of bits, and says, you know, I used to be a fortune teller. Wasn't any good, though. Could only really foretell bad weather, and even in that, I wasn't always right. Turns out the shop sold me a snow globe instead of a crystal ball. Also, treat happy birthday for tomorrow, nice sweater. Why's the long sigh?
Well,
The joke.
probably for the MK13 Wolf is used to long sighs from us. Thank
It's
you.
freaking out,
Is
man.
that the noise? Is
the
that
fan
what
is
that
going
noise is?
crazy on my laptop and it's not charging properly. I was just
my
trying to
God.
cool it down.
Cool if exploded, you know.
No, don't say that.
No, I'm
Thank
saying,
you for
wouldn't
the
that be
gift
cool if that
subs
happened live on stream? What a clip! of the
from-
moment. Big
Covered in lithium.
Shards of
Hashtag
metal
not
in my face.
sponsored.
most viewed Twitch clip. Hell yeah!
Thank you for the gift subs from Being Wolfie, Scalemate, John F604, Crispy, Recall, who did 100 gifted subs.
Recall.
Delcan, Leslie, and Anonymous. Thank you for the YouTube donations from Jared, who says, I've not caught up with Althea yet. I've been hooked on
Why?
Erois here recently.
No.
They're watching Erois.
Hooked on a row.
Just came here for the dono, and a thank you. I first was a Baldur's Gate cast here. Here,
Yep.
and I've stayed since.
That's awesome.
You
That's
guys
awesome.
are awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Ninja.
No,
who
you're
also
awesome.
donated and said, first time watching live, Rowan is my favourite.
You can't have favourites.
Not allowed
Thanks.
favourites.
Not allowed.
I've got them here if you
I've gone that
So
now.
I can just do the 2 last ones and
Yeah.
then you can
you go for it.
Thank you to Sir Fanto, or Fanto Sir. Happy birthday, old man Trot. May your days be long and your roles be naturals. Also, you're still in your 30s, so stop moaning.
Well, it's more like back than anything.
He has the back of a 50-year-old.
Thank you to Nicholas, who says, see a knoll, its head will roll. Oh, okay. See a knoll, its head will roll, and the Duke will fill your hands with gold.
I like that. Yeah.
Have fun and happy birthday, Chris Trot. And we also had a raid from Prism.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right on
From
YouTube.
prison.
From prison.
Oh.
No, I need to
on
do
YouTube
Reese one.
for the raid.
No.
No,
Did you get the Jared one?
Yes.
Super chat.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Cool.
On Twitch, we had some donations. This one I don't know the context of, and I hope it has some context. Otherwise, it's a bit weird. Absolute Scotsman says, "Hey Kim, do you like how your skin feels on your body? Then you don't. Then peel it off. Peel off your skin."
I do think about that, actually. I have had a weird week where I've been peeling the skin off my fingers, so...
Is there any other context to that?
No, I don't really know what that was
Okay, it
about.
might be from the last stream where you played that horror game. Maybe, I don't know.
Actually, yeah.
there.
No, that is
was
from the
there.
horror stream we did
There
last
is.
week.
You did peel off your
I
skin.
feel a bit
That was a fun
better
game.
now.
Actually, I am also going to say, because we were really bad, I've always been bad at thinking this, if you want to see me and Trot playing a Call of Cthulhu game, you can go and watch me and Trot over on Mystery
Mark
Quest.
is a player.
I get to be a player, and it was actually
True.
really fun.
Yes.
It was really
You can
fun.
also go and watch Mark dress Trop as Sonic.
Yes.
Sonic.
Yeah.
A real High Rollers
Over
production.
on-
Mark and
Very
Trot,
tight
I edited
offsuit
it,
is
I
involved.
watched it.
and you watched it. Everyone's
It was
involved.
actually fun.
Yeah, really good video on Yog's main channel for that one.
You want the cards?
We had a anonymous donation. Thank you very much. Greetings from Kentucky. Won't be able to catch most of the stream, but first saw you guys on the charity stream on YouTube back in December. So Jingle Jam, thank you very much. Binged all of last week to catch up. Love the characters, especially Rowan and Grufford. Thank you very much.
Not allowed to have favourites, but
Not allowed.
this side of the table's the coolest.
Hell yeah.
Giggling Squiddy. Hi Rollers, just finished Erois and have been loving watching Altheya live. These streams have been my light in a dark time. Thank you all so much. Thank you very much, Giggling Squiddy. A Toad Cultist has donated with all praise the magnificent Toad, for it knows the future. May everyone's week be filled with the warmth of the first ray of morning sun glittering on the Toad's pond.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at the box.
Like,
But you were like taking stuff out of it.
Because I want to look at what's in the box.
there's a book and everything.
There's a thing.
We had another donation from Absolute Scotsman that does start with Katie may need to read and translate. So please do.
What?
I
Wait.
don't know. Okay.
That's all in Scotsman, that is, eh? That's from Wee Gully. Here, Katie, read that guy there, right there.
Says that. No. Fit like the day, lads and lassies. Extra dono today for our special lad. Happy 37th Trot. You're the maist bra in High Rollers. You somehow managed to make my favourite character at every campaign. Get wheel scenery.
The mace braw.
Bra. The mace
Must
bra.
be.
Mace bra.
Hey, what's going on here?
Ah, he's bra.
What is a
Ace
mace
braw.
He's offy bra.
Why'd you give me the forgotten card?
It's just because I'm horrified by it.
Oh, so it was like, here's you. Forgotten.
I did take a bunch of them out because I kind of like picked some of the ones which are more fitting for our universe, so I took out some. But it's very
I
cool.
saw you shuffle them before you started drawing them.
I want to say that with the card decks, there was one, I put one in for Katie specifically, which was the painter, because I really wanted that one to come
Right.
up. For Tom and Kim's, they were legit random draws.
Seriously.
I saw you
Tom's
shuffle
was
each time.
the most apt draw I could
runaway.
have possibly done. And I drew it because I just wanted to see what they were so I could think of what to say. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking, this is literally his character.
The Oracle cards.
I love
Could
that
have
I
made
got
my
Moiser.
character with that. Yeah.
That one, when I drew that one last, I was like, because it was also so fitting for the scenario where you were like, don't
In a
fucking believe any of this
grumpy-
fucking shit.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, did you expect a no pick on the face?
No, I didn't. No, but that was good. It made me think on my feet.
Cool.
I will.
I like the feature.
Yeah, I will clarify all of those powers and stuff. Because obviously I didn't know what cards you were going to pick. I'm sort of going to retroactively go in and now make a magic item or like a thing for you guys to have them. But yeah, they are like a one-use kind of special blessing
I
power.
love it. I love that.
No, you guys keep the cards for now. It's fine.
We had a £20 donation from Percival.
Percival.
He's in the queue.
He's in the queue.
Thank you very much. And it just says ... Bone Zone. We had one from Sam Vimes that says happy birthday Trot, quarter hundo, that one as well. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thanks, Sam Vimes.
We had half hundo
From
from
Ankh-Morport.
Sim that says thanks for everything. Half hundo, thank you very much.
Right.
A lot of names I don't recognise in these
lot of new
donations
ones.
today, which is great.
Cool.
That's the team name. Bone Zone.
Bone Zone.
Bone
yes.
Oh, no.
The Bone Bros.
Bone
Bone
Bros.
Bros.
So we had a donation from Jacob Chickpea.
The pillars and the bones.
I feel. Go on.
You can carry on.
I was going to say, I feel that in terms of team name, there needs to be something to do with secrets because pretty much
Yeah.
everybody but Gruff has some sort of like secretive, like the shadowy or like the veiled or like some sort of like word for like hidden shit.
I think there is a tempest ahead of us, and we are always going after it.
The Tempest Chasers.
Storm chasers.
Tempest Runners. Wait, no, this time you're running away from the run. You're running away from the storm.
Yeah.
The Tempest
Storm
Runners. Storm Fleers.
In our tarot, you got cartographer, Quill. I got
Yeah.
captain, aka
Yeah.
Lucius. It's multiversal.
Miser. No.
Got the miser. No, yeah. The warrior. No.
Adventure is pretty good for Ayla. Like,
True. But remember,
Vengeance.
no spoilers. for
Vengeance
our-
was the one where I was like,
it was like, I made it work, but yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Jacob Chickpea donated with happy birthday, Chris Trot. Jesus. It was all caps.
Thank you.
I love every character you bring to life. Lucius's wish is still my favourite high rollers moment by a long shot.
Pretty damn good.
I was
The
expecting
fact
you
that I was
to
able to beat my cow one for that person.
finally got rid of the cow thing.
I still like the cow better.
Yeah.
P.S.
Nothing will beat the fucking wish.
It's
As a DM, that moment with that wish was like one of the most satisfying fucking moments of my DM
What did
career.
you say?
Just that, like, it was like a subconscious part of my brain remembered and went, no, something needs to happen now.
You can see the calculate, like the
Yeah, you
moment
can
you
see
hear
the
it, you
moment
kind of
in
like
your
look
brain,
around,
yeah.
you're, wait,
he just
hang
said,
on. Like time stops for you.
It honestly felt that way in that moment. It was just like,
What did you say?
what did you say?
Also, P.S. You're also in my top 4 favourite Hat Films members.
Oh, that's nice.
Good. Top 4, pretty
Well,
good.
there's technically
5.
5 of us now, so I'm not the worst.
That's true.
That's the new guy.
He might be number 1.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
A half hundo from Jaffa Archfiend that says, loving Altheya so far, and what did you do to your boy? Never tell. Curious about some tiefling lore, sorry.
You can say tiefling works as well.
No, stick to your guns. This is
No.
Altheya, tiefling. Do they randomly appear in families, including Dragonborn families? Hang on, I think we've answered this one before.
I
Including
think I have.
Dragonborn families, and are Dragonblood sorcerers treated like draconics or regular folks? Different question.
Basically, like a Dragonborn sorcerer, yeah. If you were a Dragonborn sorcerer, it would be you would be similar to a Dragonborn, but probably to a lesser like lineage line. Like you've kind of, it's passed down through the other humanoid lineage. So you've got and so they'd be quite rare. Like they'd be close to Dragonborn or not. Tieflings, I think I've mentioned, is basically same with like Dragonborn. If you have a tiefling in your family, like one of your parents is a tiefling, it's like a 50-50% chance if you're a tiefling or you're the other parent's ancestry, right? And if you're a tiefling, you're a tiefling. There's no like half tieflings or anything like that. It's just because the tieflings already are a mixture of if your other parent's an elf, you'll have elven traits, but you are a tiefling,
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I guess it is random, but yeah.
There you go, Jaffa Archfiend, and thank you very much. Crispy with a half hundo. Thank you very much. Celebrating 2 birthdays this week. Trot's is tomorrow. Mark's is on Saturday. That'll be next week's episode.
It's the Feb Bros.
Yeah.
With Ree at the end.
Yeah, so we'll do Mark's one next
Then
week, and then I
nothing till
believe
November.
Ree's is the week after that as well.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you both, and also hoping that the larger High Rollers family has a wonderful Lunar New Year on Saturday. May the Year of the Dragon be a good one for us all.
thank you.
It's my year.
Yeah.
Dragon is my one.
This is missing.
There are 2 dragons inside
Yeah.
you.
Oh, you got them there.
These are my separate ones that I have.
We had a donation from Hypnodia that says, "Hey guys, just wanted to take a moment and tell Mark that this session meant a lot to me. As a newbie tarot reader myself, I felt the connection to the readings you did. It felt warm inside. Thank you for doing that. Love you all, and get well soon."
You're very welcome. I do not know much about tarot. I used to do tarot when I was a lot younger, when I was a teenager, and so I learned a little bit about it then, and I have some friends who are into it, but I was mainly coming at this from a sort of more in-game universe. But I'm glad you liked it, and like I said, this is, my friend Fez did this awesome Oracle deck, so I wanted to use it. It was cool.
And finally, I believe, unless there is some that I'm missing, then I apologise, an anonymous donation that says, "After that Xanthias reading..." Fuck me.
Try again.
Sorry. After that Xanthias reading, I truly do believe in the heart of the cards.
Good.
Yeah.
It's time to
Do believe. I think that's everything. Thank you very much for
Pot
your
of greed.
donation.
Draw one more card.
Bits, raids, gifted subs, and so on. Remember, you can support us on Patreon. Join us as a YouTube member. If I say like and subscribe now, then the VOD will have the subscribe button light up. Seriously, check it out. It's a thing that is actually real on YouTube.
Like,
And
subscribe.
Join.
Join as a member. If you're watching on YouTube now, it might actually already be happening.
It might be happening. Let us know.
So dumb. I don't know why.
With that, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you next week for more High Rollers. Thanks for seeing you. Bye-bye. Tatty bye.
Bye.
Ta-ta now.